Hello, everybody. If you can hear me, let me know. I just knocked the camera right before we went live and I lost my centering because I was trying to get everything ready. I was doing something right before, did a quick unboxing right before the live. Really wanted to get that done. And I will explain to you what it is in a second. Give me just a second. All right, can everybody hear me? Can you hear me? I'm going to turn on the live over here so I can get the chat going. Make sure the volume is off. Good. Let's see. Hello, James Dean. Hello, Mind of Milton. So far, we have 5 people here, but I see 2 hellos. Did I miss any hellos from earlier? Oh, we got Endless Burden. Welcome. Let's see here. Is everything pretty straight? Oh, we got my cleaning cloth that I used just a second ago for something that I just unboxed. So, welcome everybody tonight. How is everybody? I'm pretty excited tonight. It's going to be a fun night. Oh, I should probably bring this one in. This is a fun little one right here. I really do like that one a lot. Oh, and where's my, oh, it's in my pocket. I was like, I'm missing a knife. Yeah, this one right here. This will be a fun one. Let's put this over here. We'll do that. How about that? I think everybody can see the knives. It's always interesting. The screen on the camera says my field of view is my view of field, or the field of my viewing area is a lot smaller, but then when I look at it on the actual what's projected to you guys, what I see as well on the live stream, it's a lot bigger. So on my camera, everything ends right about up here, and everything ends right about right here. But as you can see, there's a little bit of room, and everything really ends about out here. So how is Milton, how are you tonight? James, how are you doing? Endless Burden, how are you, sir? Ma'am, I don't know. I'm going to assume sir, but I didn't want to say that because I could be wrong. But, you know, statistically, my chances are saying sir is about probably 95% correct. But I could be wrong. So you all know we are doing a giveaway tonight, right? And I'm going to have the box over here to the side. Caleb Iverson, welcome this evening. That's a good name there. Who else do we got? We got James Dean. Yep, I said holiday in Canada. Holiday? Is it Bastille? Is it Bastille Day? And I legitimately ask you that because my wife, they used to get these questions. What is your favorite holiday? And we would jokingly, we'd come up with different holidays, and so she would say her favorite holiday was Bastille Day, just because she liked the way it sounded and she thought it was cool. Ah, you earned it myself. There you go. That's cool. You're doing well, Mind Milton? Great. Antony, hello, welcome. Good evening to you. So James, when you get a chance and you hear this, I know there's a little delay in reply. We kind of have several conversations going on because of that 5 to 10 second delay back and forth. Can you let me know what the Canada holiday is? I don't know off the top of my head, honestly. I mean, I guess I could look it up on the iPad, right? Let's do that. See if you beat me to it and tell me. I've got a lot of windows open here. I need to close all these. All right, so we have, let's see what the holiday, Canadian holidays. Let's look that up. Canadian, okay, holiday. Does it say what today is? Today would be May 22nd. So May 22nd. Oh, Victoria Day. Okay. So what is Victoria Day? Oh, you said it just as I've read it. Nope, Antonio, the drawing hasn't gone. We just started. We just went live. Literally I want to say 5 minutes ago. Yeah, 5 minutes ago we went live. I was reorganizing everything you see on the desk because I bumped my camera right before we went live, and I think I might still be a little crooked, but hopefully you guys can deal. It looks pretty close, but you know, my OCD says it's off just a hair, but it's close. You didn't miss anything. No, we haven't even shown the giveaway knife yet. I haven't even talked about where to enter yet. We will do that momentarily. We've only got 10 so far. We will be doing the giveaway. I like to let more people show up before we get into the giveaway. How was everybody's weekend and week? Mine was pretty good, actually. We had the hail damage down here, and my wife's car, we found out, was officially totaled. So we were able to go out and find her another car this weekend, which was really exciting. Very similar to her car before, but it's a 2022. It was actually, she found a great used car. I'm not usually buy used cars, but she found a fantastic used car, a 2022. Had only 16,000 miles on it, and because it was a dealership, loaner car, it was in perfect shape, just mint condition, and it had an extra year of warranty on top of the already manufacturer warranty that was already in place. And yeah, just a great deal. And it was even a step up from her previous Pilot. She had a Honda Pilot. And this one is a little more luxurious, which she deserves that. She's a good woman. So I'm happy she got a really nice car. She deserves the best car for sure. So I'm excited about that. All right, so who else we got? We got Dane. Hey, welcome, Dane. Good evening. Oh, you're staring at the TRM, Adam? Yeah, did you notice something new on here? Something possibly different about this one, where it was perhaps a little different before? This is what was on there before. I don't know if you can see that. Those are red fat carbon scales. Great scales, by the way. Love these scales. I'm not getting rid of them because I will probably put them on there again. It is a nice touch. But these are the titanium scales. And man, this makes the knife just feel so much nicer. And I've had this knife for a while, and that's what I love about TRM. Their scales, you can just pop them out. These two screws pop out, take it right off, take this screw and the two clips out. But look at this, fully recessed, a deep pocket carry clip, everything titanium. And so if you didn't know, titanium, all right? Now the knife, obviously, is steel, so it's gonna stick to the knife, but liner, everything, titanium, which is really nice, I think. And I love the look of this. And you can also choke up on one of these guys like that too. It has a little finger choil right there. You got to be careful. You don't want to go up real tight because you can easily cut yourself. But if you're here and you need to choke up for like a precision cut, you can definitely do some nice work with it. And the action, this is phosphor bronze washers, which I always love how smooth that action is. I mean, you have to jiggle it a little bit, but I mean, as tight tolerance as thin as the blade is, it's just fantastic. I love it. So, is that the one you were looking at? Caleb, enjoying a few days off. That's nice. You got any plans for your days off? Do anything fun? Do you have any special someone you're spending it with? You're doing something with? Hopefully you are. Where do you sign up? All right. Well, we got enough. We got 17 people here. Let's talk about the sign up. That's fair. It's a good question, Froggy52. Welcome, Froggy52. David, welcome. James Dean, I said hello to you, but every time I see it, I feel like I should say hello again. Leela, welcome. Hi, how are you? Who else? Matt D, welcome. Rocky Graham, welcome this evening. Appreciate you guys being here. All right, so the question has been asked. Where do we sign up? So let me get out my little sheet of paper here. I am going to get the sign up sheet, or at least the rules and everything. So the first thing is, we'll go over the rules real quick. And we'll do this a couple of times before we actually do the giveaway. Typically, I'll do the giveaway about half an hour into the stream, around there. Don't hold me to it. It usually is about 30 minutes. It could be 40 minutes, but we'll see as the volume comes in. But that's about when I'll do the drawing. So the rules are, you must be 18 years old. That's a given. Everybody has to be 18 years old. So if there's anybody under 18, get your parents to be you. Okay, don't contact me as you if you're under 18, because legally I cannot ship you a knife, right? Secondly, you must contact me within 7 days at the email address, Rob's Nerdy Knives. Okay, so only the winner should contact me after we do the drawing. If anybody else tries to be the winner, I have some steps down here that I'm going to confirm who you are. And if I find out that someone is trying to steal somebody else's prize, I will ban you permanently from the channel. And it seems harsh, but We got to be cool. Let someone win something, celebrate with them, and celebrate their win, but don't make your mom unhappy, right? I don't know if anybody ever read my little background for the channel. It's like, be the good person mom expects you to be. I always say that because that's how my mom was. So, Endless Burden, welcome. Well, hello from Missouri. Emmy Lee, hello, welcome. The Norman Invader, welcome. I think I might have missed somebody. Did I miss somebody? No, I didn't. Okay, good. I said hello to Froggy, and then we got Da So, welcome. Jason, what's up? Welcome. So Jason, what's up? I always feel like, now is it Jason, what's up, or is it just Jason? Because it looks like your name is Jason, what's up when I'm reading it. So I'm assuming it's Jason, but I almost wanted to call you Jason, what's up? Knife Guy 81, welcome. All right, so real quick, the rules are 18. Got to contact me in 7 days. Must provide me a valid continental USA address where the prize can be shipped via a USPS small flat rate box. I don't care where you're at, as long as I can ship it to the continental USA. If you have a friend, somebody in the USA that you want me to ship it to, and they come visit you and you're not in the USA, that's between you and them. Or if you come back to the USA and you pick up the knife, that's between you and them, right? I have to ship it to the USA. That's the legal purposes. I can't ship it outside. I'm not going to deal with that. There are all sorts of weird international laws. I'm not a business. I'm not moving goods in some places to ship. It can be, shipping a knife can be considered a weapon, like especially England. It's really bad over there, right? So it has to be someone in the USA, all right? And when I say any return shipment forfeits your prize, will become part of the next giveaway. And let me tell you why. When you email me, you're going to provide me an address. I'm going to cut and paste that right into the USPS app, and I'm going to create the label from that. So whatever address you give me is what I'm going to use. It needs to be the full address, the number of the street, full name, if you have an apartment, suite, whatever, and then it has to be the city, the state, and the zip code. Provide all of that. If an incomplete address, I'm going to reach back to you and say, hey, I need a full address, right? If you contacted me, you're acknowledging that you are adhering to your state and local knife laws. So whatever your state local knife laws are, you're adhering to it by receiving that package at home, okay? Whatever that is. So that's your acknowledgement. And what we'll do after that email, we'll confirm super quick, easy way for me to confirm who you are. And I'm doing this now even when the numbers aren't really high yet. Someday, I hope years from now, it would be cool to have, maybe 10,000 followers or something like that. And then we have to, this becomes more necessary because there's a lot of people maybe on the live stream. Maybe we have over 50 or something, right? But failure to confirm who you are within the 7 days, you forfeit the prize. We'll have another drawing. That's basically the rules, okay? It's super simple, but if we follow them, it's going to be, everybody's going to be able to get the prize who wins. No one's going to be taking a prize from someone who doesn't win. We keep everybody honest, and it makes it easy for me to ship out, makes it a happy, fun experience for everybody, right? So that's the rules. All right. We'll go over that one more time as we get closer to the giveaway. How do you enter? So you got to go to YouTube, right? So let me pull up my channel real quick here, and I'm going to pull up the live stream. Oh, how do you enter the giveaway? You know what? You are right. My goodness, that was the one thing I did forget. And I'll tell you why I forgot. I was busy doing something right before. Let me fix that for you real quick. The link is not in the description. It's going to be in the description. Let me fix that for you guys real quick. Give me 1 second. I'm going to put the link in the description. As soon as I do that, then I'll ask you to refresh your page so you can get to the description, okay? So give me just a second. I am going to find my videos. Now the video I have, it's a private video, so you can only get there by the link, so no one else can see it. So I'm going to go find that. Let me find it. Where are we? There we are. Here we are. Okay, so I'm going to get that link. Copy the link address, go back to our video, to our live stream, and let's update that. to enter. Click here. Alrighty, folks. It is in the link now. I'm going to update also the links for all the affiliates and different things. I'm going to put in like the navsale.com. There's a link for that as well. We'll talk all about that here in a second, but let me go grab all of that and put it in there. All right, so sorry about that. I normally do that right before we go live, and I failed to do that today. I did not put that in there, so thank you for asking, Froggy. I really appreciate you mentioning that so that I could make sure I have that in there for everybody to be able to enter. All right, I'm going to go back. Go to live stream. I'm going to click that. Then we're going to go return. Paste that and save it. All right. All right. So if you refresh the link now, I'm going to go ahead and do that here. So let me go back here. I'm going to go out here, escape that, and I'm going to click on my channel. Oh, not now. And I'm going to go to the channel, and then we're going to go click on the live stream. All right, so this is how you do it. Here's the live stream as we're going. So real quick, all right. Oh, turn off the volume. I don't want to hear myself twice. Turn that down. But real quick before I do that, I see a whole bunch of people joined, so let me say hello real quick. Jason, yeah, just Jason. Yeah, thanks. Sorry about that. Knife Guy 81, I think I said hello, but say hello again. We've got Matt D, I think I said hello. Ahmed, welcome, welcome Ahmed. Just Nate, welcome. Leela, I said hello. Sean Thomas, I don't think I said hello yet to you, so welcome this evening. All right, so I think that's everybody. All right, so how to enter. Okay, so you're gonna have to go, you have to leave chat for a little bit, and you have to go into what's called a description or the more section right here. So you click on that. And if you've refreshed it, you'll see all this in the description. I've added the link, and I've also added all the, the affiliates and like the nav sale and 10% off at White Mountain Knives and all that good stuff. So if you want discounts, that's really cool. But you click on that link. It's going to open up the entry giveaway. This is the entry giveaway. In this one, you want to add a comment in here, and I see a bunch of people have already done it. I recommend you leave a PG comment. Don't let YouTube filter it out. YouTube will filter out if it's, you know, what they consider inappropriate. So make it a PG comment. You know, you can do whatever, say whatever you like. It's perfectly cool, right? So just leave a comment. One entry per person. If you leave more than one, I'm going to filter out duplicates, just so you know, all right? But you're welcome to make more comments if you have more things to say. That's perfectly fine, but it will filter out duplicates. And that's really it. But please do like the video. Hit that like button. I'm like, you know, okay, if I'm doing it, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, please. Assuming that you're commenting, you would have already at least subscribed to the channel, because usually you can't comment without subscribing, I believe. I'm not exactly sure. I believe that's how it works, but I'd have to confirm, right? So that's really what you want to do right there. All right, so go ahead and do that, and that's how you enter, and that's it. And then you can come back to the video, you can come back to the stream, and just watch it there. So that is it. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that again in a little bit. We'll go through all the steps. I'm going to go ahead and close that for now. All right, so we are about 10, 15 minutes away from before we're going to do it. All right, so Matt D. Oh, hey, Tracy, welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for saying hello. I appreciate you being here. That's awesome. Rocky, I already said hello, but I really do appreciate you being here. Did I see earlier that you were grilling something amazing again? You make me jealous, because I grill a lot, but you know, on nights that I do the live stream, I can't grill, and I always hear you grilling something amazing. I got to go back and look. Oh, smoking chicken, watering grass, and drinking bourbon. Well, that's pretty nice. Now, I like Scotch myself. I do like Scotch. I like some Macmillan. I do like a little Aberfeldy, you know. I do like a Royal Salute. Those are mine. My brothers are big into bourbon. I do like some bourbons. They have a really nice Balcones bourbon is here in Waco, believe it or not. That's a really nice award-winning bourbon. I don't know if you've had that. It's not quite like the single casket, you know, that you would get with. You're going to correct me here because I can't remember. What is it? My brain just, it's not something I think about often. But it's that single casket. It's an American whiskey, and they have their single casket. It's a top shelf type of whiskey. I don't know. If anybody remembers, feel free to jump in there. Oh, let's see here. You love the Maverick. So, did you get your Maverick this week, Matt? Now, how is yours? I'm curious because you saw my review. I had the Maverick. I actually returned it. I don't know, this is what I've heard. There was a lot of people had some issues with it, right? And it was some of the first runs. And I suspect it was some of the first stuff when they're setting up the machines, they're setting up the milling, and all that stuff occurs in the very beginning, right? So I suspect that what we're dealing with is some of the initial runs, right, of the Maverick. So I suspect that they were fine tuning how to do everything and getting all that to work really well. And all the later runs that I hear of people getting the Mavericks now are just spot on. So that's cool, and I'm hoping that's your case. It sounds like it. Oh, the ting sounds good. Oh, this right here. Yeah, so this is the Factor. This is not my knife. This is part of the Apex Pass Around. Brian Winters shared this with our Apex Pass Around group, so thank you to Brian. We all get a chance to handle and touch this knife. This is one of those I missed every drop. This is the B1 version. So there's a B2 version out. On the 24th, there's going to be a pre-order, and it'll take about 6 to 8 months for the pre-order to come in. That's the reality. That's just how long it takes. He's actually making larger and larger orders, so it's a better chance to get in on the pre-order, right? But he'll also be dropping some B2s. That's the second variant. So we'll have a limited supply of those, and I'm sure those will go within seconds, and my chance of getting something like that would be next to impossible. But this is the Factor. And as you know, this is all magnetic. It's magnetic insides. I don't know if you can see that, but those are magnets holding the blade in place right there, right? And over here. So when it has that beautiful ting, that was actually, and I found this out from Metal Complex. He was talking to Brian that this was actually in production. They thought it was something wrong with it, and Bestech was going to fix that, but everybody who heard it loved it. And they said, no, keep it. Don't dampen that ting. It kind of reminds folks, I guess, of the Herman Sing that you get, right? But it's very unique. Now, some people are going to hate that, and they're like, it could just make no noise, right? But I like it. It's kind of cool. We should set up a barbecue channel. I like that. That's cool. Dwayne, welcome. Let's see here, Rocky. We need an invite. Oh, that's funny, Froggy52. Yeah, we definitely need some invite. We should set up a barbecue channel. You know what? I bet you there's a few barbecue channels out there. I do know there's a few barbecue channels because I watched a really good barbecue channel on how to do the perfect ribs. After the first time I did it, mine caught fire and completely burned to little pieces of charcoal. Well, now granted, I didn't buy the best ribs. They were a little fatty, and I didn't know you weren't supposed to put them directly on fire, and they caught fire, and I walked away for like 30 seconds, and I came back, and yeah, it was kindling, and I learned how not to do it. Now I can grill steaks, I can grill barbecue chicken, I got that down. I've never grilled ribs, and so I've gotten better. I'm probably not as good as my sister-in-law. She can probably cook those a little bit better than me. I'd like to get a little better. I should. As a guy, I should cook those better than her. But that's all right. I'm okay with her being better at those ribs. That's fine with me because I know I make a good steak and I know I make good chicken. So that's my wheelhouse, and I'll hang out there. Oh, you'll be the first subscriber. That's funny. Hey, IDOC. Hello. How are you? Where's the iMamba? It is in the case. I mean, it is here. I just didn't have room for it. I was trying to. So if you're curious, here's the iMamba with the RWL34 steel with the beautiful fuller that I always, in my mind, feels like a Tony Stark Iron Man sort of look of a knife, right? And ironically enough, as weird as it looks, that fuller works flawlessly. I mean, it's just a beautiful design. You can reverse and front flick it. Now, this is polished, as you can see, and so that RWL really does you know, I got to wipe off the fingerprints. This is one of these knives you can see reflections, and they do such. And this is a hand ground hollow. It's a hollow ground, and it's done by hand. So the Arnaud Bernard brothers, they do that. You know, touch it 200 times. So I'll just stick it up there, so you can see it in sight. All right, let's see here. Better than a drop. All right. Okay, let's see what else we got here. I'm catching up on some of this. Do you have, oh, I haven't had to check out the Sparrow yet. I saw your Instagram post over there. Thank you for it. And I think I replied to you and I said, hey, I would try to do it after the live stream just to look and see what they have. Unfortunately, yeah, I didn't have time today. We actually had the garage repaired. I had to go drop my son off at work. He's just about to get his license, so he'll be driving soon, right? But, you know, it's just some of those things that I had to do, all right? So, Bob, welcome. Welcome. Sean Thomas, you want steak now. Yeah, anytime Rocky's here, everybody wants steak because he usually talks about it. It's pretty good. Yeah, I'm yeah, ribeye. Didn't you cook that like a couple or 3 weeks ago? I thought you were making ribeye, I think, if I remember correctly. Oh, so Matt, your wife does the barbecue thing. Yeah. Well, you know, if I always say, if that's their wheelhouse, go for it, right? Let them be the best at what they can be at, all right? All right, so we're getting close to the giveaway, right? And in a second, I'll show it to you. We've got 36 people on channel, so we're gonna wait just a second more. I'm gonna go over, review the rules one more time, but I'm still saying hello to everybody. Which one do you love? 80 IDOC, let me see, I'm thinking I missed one of your comments because you love that knife. Which one is it? Is it the Sparrow? Is that the one you're talking about? I'm trying to catch up. The Fuller reminds me of a, oh, okay, yeah, okay. You're talking about the iMamba. Yeah, it reminds you of a cockpit. It does, but you know what else it kind of looks a little like Star Trek. Doesn't it look like a Star Trek? But I always think this would be a Tony Stark type of knife. If he was going to carry a knife, this is what Tony Stark would probably carry. Something like this. I don't know. That's the first thing that came to my mind. But yeah, it does look like a cockpit a little bit. So I could see that for sure. Hello, Kresk. Welcome. Welcome. Oh, you did. All right, that's cool. You just ordered your Damasteel Excite on Saturday because the others weren't available? Wow, that's going to be really nice. Now, are you familiar with Damasteel, Jeremy? Have you ever had Damasteel before? It's a really cool steel. If you're familiar with it, I won't bore you to death, but if anybody here doesn't know, there's a big difference between regular Damascus steel that you see on a less expensive knife and Damasteel. And I would put Damasteel up there with like Chad Nichols Damascus steel. Now, Chad Nichols it's a step up from Damasteel. Chad Nichols is hand, you know, done, and it's a very good steel, right? But Damasteel is really good steel. It has the edge retention, the hardness, the toughness of close to 154 cm steel. I believe, I'm not sure, I think it might be a little more corrosion resistant or a little less corrosion resistant. I can't remember. I'm sure somebody here can remember, but it's a great steel. It's a user steel. It really does work well. You can use that steel. It's not one of these, like some of the other Damasteels you see out there. They are really pretty, but their edge rolls really fast. It's really soft. It's like 440 steel. Damasteel is great steel. The iMamba, yeah, yep. Dwayne, okay, so Endless Burden. Ah, look at you. That's cool. Dab it. Yeah, well, you don't want me dabbing it. My sons can dab. I can't. If I do it, then they just walk away shaking their heads like, Dad, stop. So, you know, that's my lot in life. It's not a lot, but it's my lot. So there you go. I know, sorry, I couldn't resist doing that from Bug's Life. CPM Damascus. Yep, exactly, Rocky. CPM Damascus. I would agree. First one. So yeah, Jeremy. So if you ever get Damascus steel like you see on the Civivi, it's nice steel. It's beautiful. It's pretty. Even the Damascus steel you see on the CJRB, like the Pirates, really nice. And actually, that's not a bad Damascus steel. It's probably a little bit better than like a Civivi kind of Damascus steel, but it's still not Damasteel, and it's still not Chad Nichols Damascus steel. Right? That's a whole different level. It's a really good steel. I'll just tell you that much. It holds the edge well. You'll be very happy with it. It's a user steel for sure. Yeah, over 60 on the Rockwell hardness. You definitely want to make sure it's at least 60. Yeah, I agree with that.
I'll learn more in the live streams than anyone. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you. I learned things too. I mean, you guys know stuff that I'm like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. So, I mean, that's what the whole knife community is. Everyone has some information, some knowledge to share, and that's what we can do. Even if we hear something that may not be 100% correct, everyone has a little extra piece of the puzzle, and it kind of pulls everything together. I think that's kind of cool. Gonna need you to dab. Gonna make me shake the table laughing. All right. But my life is to embrace them. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the kids give you the eye roll. Yeah, I agree with you, Rocky. My kids do the exact same thing. They're 16. Now, the 25-year-old, he's at that age where I think it was funny. He came back from college and he looked at me and he was actually like, he took notes one day and I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, well, I got to write this down. Like, I was like, you're listening to me? I mean, I know it sounds crazy. And in his mind, it's like, wow, I have this wisdom. And it's like, it's kind of cool when they start understanding a little bit of life and they're starting to listen to others and learn from them. It's really cool. It really makes my heart warm to see my son become a man. And I really believe that is when a young man becomes a man, when they can start not only having wisdom from their experiences, but learning wisdom from other people and listening. That to me is, I think every father would like to see that. All right. You got the Spyderco Street Bowie for $55 from NAF sale. Yeah. Hey, by the way, good point, Bob. Hey, I have a link in my description if you didn't see it. If you're looking for a knife and you want a great place to go find some secondhand knives, go check out NAF sale and click on my link. That link, every time you click it, it helps the channel. Even if you just go click and go take a look, even if you're not going to buy anything, if I could ask you guys to click on that link and just go check some things out, I would really appreciate it. It helps the channel out. Thank you, Mind of Milton. I appreciate you putting the link up there. I missed a comment. Where'd it go? I see someone replying to Caleb, but I didn't see Caleb make a comment. That's you. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, so yeah, he knows what he doesn't know at 25. It's kind of like, does anybody remember the high school phrase? It's kind of interesting. It goes, freshmen don't know that they don't know, but sophomores know that they don't know. But juniors don't know that they know, but seniors know that they know. It's kind of like that. I feel like teens, it's like you don't know that you don't know. And then in your 20s, you know that you don't know. And then, you get into your 30s and 40s, you don't know that you know. And then when you get into your 50s and 60s and 70s, then you know that you know. It's kind of, I don't know. I kind of liken it to that. It may not be totally true for everybody. Everybody matures differently, right? But I think it's funny. All right, so you check it often. Thank you, Danny. And hey, if you, again, appreciate you guys clicking on those links. It really does help the channel. Allows me to do more things and check out more things. Not only that from those things, but also from awesome subscribers like you guys. I got a bunch of knives that came in that I'm reviewing. I've dropped my first review of one of the subscriber knives that was lent to me. I really appreciate that. And I'm going to be dropping the reviews soon. Excited about that. I've got a few other knives. All those unboxings are going to be dropping, I think, next week or this week, maybe at the end of this week. And then I've got those reviews coming. I've got a lot of reviews of knives that need to be, yeah, you might start seeing double content on days. You might have bonus content days so I can catch up. I hope that's okay with everybody. We'll have an extra video on certain days because I've got a lot of reviews I got to knock out, or at least publish. Let me put it that way. I've recorded a lot of the reviews. I just got to publish them, so we'll do that. All right, so it's 7:35. So let me go over the rules one more time. I'd like to do that for everybody who's here, who wasn't here earlier. So let's do that so we can get into the drawing. Because I know, I understand how this works. Some of you guys are here for just the drawing. I get it. Some of you guys are here to talk knives, and I get that too, and I appreciate it. But let's get into the drawing. I don't want to drag it on too terribly much, but at the same time, I appreciate you guys being here. So the rules are, again, got to be 18 years old. If you're not 18, make sure somebody's 18 who's actually going to be in this drawing. If you have a parent, make them the one who contacts me, right? You must contact me within 7 days at my channel's email address. And there it is, robsnerdyknives@gmail.com. If you're the winner, only the winner contact me. I mean, if somebody else wants to email me, you have a question, maybe you want to loan a knife or you have a question for me, I mean, I do try to reply there as well, but, just know that sometimes I have a lot of email and I'll try to catch up and I may not reply right away. You must also provide a valid continental USA address where the prize can be shipped to via USPS small flat rate box, okay? So I don't care if you're not in the US. Wherever I'm shipping, it has to be in the US and it has to be a small flat rate box. If that's family, if that's somebody, you know, friend, whatever, and you're giving the knife to them or they're gonna bring the knife to you or you're gonna go pick up the knife, I have to ship to the USA. That's just legality. I don't want to ship outside. There's all sorts of weird laws in certain countries. I just don't want to get into that. That's for the sake of the channel. I don't want to get in trouble, shut down, or anything like that, right? Any return shipments forfeits the prize and will become part of the next giveaway. Why do I say that? Well, because when you contact me and you give me your address, I take what you put in that email address, I cut and paste it into the USPS app, and I create the label directly from your address. I don't write it, I just cut and paste it. So make sure your address is correct. Make sure you have a street number, street address, unit, apartment, whatever it's on there, city, state, and zip code. Make sure all that and your name, the name it's going to. All right? By contacting me, you acknowledge that you are adhering to your state and local knife laws. So wherever I'm shipping this, it's going to be legal for you to receive the knife. Whether it's a knife you can carry or not, that's another question, but I know some places you can have a knife, you can own it, you can have it in your house. There's just some knives you can't carry in certain places, right? So as long as you are adhering to your state and local knife laws. Then you must follow some quick steps to confirm who you are. Really simple. Once the winner does it, it's super simple, but this is put in place just so that we don't have people trying to steal prizes from others, okay? So that's just our safeguard to keep other people from taking prizes. We're a small channel, we're a small group right now. I'm a small channel, but as things grow, you know, this is a good safeguard for that, so that everyone is always assured that whoever wins, wins, and someone else is not taking somebody else's prize, all right? Very, very simple. All right, so let's get into let's show what the actual knife is. So we're going to clear some things out of here. All right, so tonight's knife is going to be, and some of these are still in screen, so let's get them off so the camera doesn't focus on them. Oh, that one's still over there. I want to make sure the camera doesn't focus on these, so let me just get them out of the way. All right, let's see if they're all cleared up. All right, so what I'm watching the stream for the comments, it is like really far behind for me, so it's got to catch up here a little bit. I want to see if all this is off camera so that it's not causing focus issues. All right, so it's going to be a Civivi knife. So if anybody remember, I did, is the video stream? Is the video stream there? Oh, it's not. Okay, it's not playing. There we go. All right, now we're good. Okay, now we got this little guy up here still in. All right, here we go. Okay, so it's the Civivi. If you remember, I did a review of the Civivi Elementum version 2 flipper. So Civivi gave this knife to our Apex pass around, and so this is a knife from Civivi to us. And what happens is when a manufacturer gives a knife to the pass around, and it's at the end of the pass around, we ask them, do you want it back, or do you want us to, maybe one of us to get the knife and use it as a giveaway? And so they have a drawing, and I won the drawing for this knife. So that means I get to do this as a giveaway. So this is the Civivi Elementum version 2. And you're going to get, obviously, the little sticker. You're going to get the nice silicate packet. You're going to get the little thing, a little sticker, and a nice little cleaning cloth with that, okay? And here is the knife. So I'm going to put this off to the side. It's what they call, I guess, camo green, or is this kind of like a hunter green or olive green? But now this is a button lock, and it's a nice small size, and the flipper works really nicely, right? And one of the things I did when I had it, the pivot loosened up a little bit. So what I'll do beforehand is I'll put some Loctite on there, so it's nice and solid in there, and it won't loosen up on you. I don't want you to have a knife that suddenly has blade rock and it's loose on you, okay? So I will do that before that. It has a deep pocket carry clip. You can see the screws are flush, so that's really nice. G10, very nice and rounded on the handles, which is really nice. It's a little thicker than I think the version 1 Elementum that doesn't have the flipper. But the size, it's kind of a smaller knife. It's not super small, but I have medium to medium large hands. So my hands are large width-wise. So definitely large. I'm right at the edge there. I think if you're extra large, you're going to be, half, 3.5 fingers. If you're double X, you might be a 3 finger on this one. But you can choke up on the trigger. And they call this like the trigger point. But you got to be careful because, the sharpening tool is right there. If you slide up, you can cut yourself. But you can hold it for like a precision cut. It does have some jimping, so that's nice. And it's a hollow grind. I don't know if you know that. It's a hollow grind. So that makes it a really nice slicer, okay? And it's blacked out. I think it's black stone washed, which is really cool. It has steel liners, nice relief milling there, so it's not super heavy. Really great little knife. So if someone was looking for a small, maybe fifth pocket if you have really big hands, but someone who has medium, large hands, or large or extra large hands, this is a great small knife, something you could carry, in your gym shorts. Ladies, in your purse, in your bag, if you have a backpack, or if you have a range bag or hunting bag, whatever. It's a great little knife. And by the way, the steel is Nitro V, which is a great budget steel. My favorite budget steel is still 14C28N, but this is a great budget steel. Cade ceramic ball bearing, so it's very smooth. So that's the giveaway. Any questions about that? And let me catch up after I said all that, because I wasn't reading the comments and I'm sure I missed a ton. Let's see, what do we got? All right, thank you for posting for the NAF sale. I'm all the way back up there. All right, well, Me With Knives, welcome. I just saw you join. Just Nate, I don't think I said hello yet. Frank, welcome. I don't think I said hello to you as well. Levi, welcome, welcome. Yes, we're about to do the giveaway. We're about to do that. So one last time for everybody who just joined, let's go back and review how do you enter if you guys aren't familiar with this giveaway. So I'm going to go in here. So here's a live stream right here, okay? So you click on the live stream. This is what we're watching right now. And it's going to load here in just a second. You'll see all the comments down here. Go ahead and close the comments, okay? You want to go over here to the more. This is the description area right here, okay? So click on that. That's going to bring up this whole description down here that has all the cool links, the affiliates and the nafsale.com. Check them out, please. And if you want 10% off from White Mountain Knives, RNK10 gets you 10% off. Save some money. There's a few exceptions, right? But most everything is 10% off. Jack Wolf knives, you don't get to, I think the higher end Andrew Demko's, you can't get the 10%. But most knives, you get 10% off. Most Wies and things like that. And here's the link right here. It's at the end of the description. So to enter, click here. You see this right here, the giveaway video? So click on that. It's going to open up this video. This is the entry video. Make a comment down here. Any comment, make sure it's PG so YouTube doesn't filter out your name or filter you out. So when I have the comment picker, your comment is hidden by YouTube. So make sure it's a clean video, okay? If you one entry per person, if you leave more than one comment, it's going to filter out duplicates when we do the picker. You're welcome to leave more than one comment. If you have more to say, feel free, but you just get one entry, right? And like and subscribe to the video. I'm assuming anybody who can comment, you've already subscribed, but please consider liking this video and the live stream. I would really appreciate that. Hit the like button. That would be great. So that's it. Has everyone had a chance to enter? So before we begin, I want to make sure everyone has a chance to enter. I'll get the comment picker out. Let me look up here. Nice shade of green. All right. Elementum. Iconic. It is really. Aloha, Wandering King. Welcome. Welcome. And you must be from Hawaii to say aloha. I ran into somebody at a restaurant that just moved here from Hawaii to Texas, so that's cool. Tyler, welcome. Let's see here. What else we got? Danny. Yeah, it's a great little knife. I agree with you. Definitely. All right. All right, so everybody's in. Everybody's entered, okay? I'm going to get the comment picker, so I just want to make sure everybody's in. I don't want anybody to miss out. All right, let me get to my knife channel and get the comment picker open. Where are you, random picker? Okay. So I'm going to move this over to the side. Copy that link right here. So I'm copying that link. So everybody, you can just make sure if you want to double check me. And I'm going to paste it. Oops. What happened here? Oh, I must have hit an advertisement button or something. All right. So I'm going to click in here and paste it. All right, so if you want to double check, make sure that's the link. That should be the link, okay? That's the one you should have entered in. If you haven't entered, I'll give you 10, 15 more seconds, all right? So let's go ahead and enter. And we'll filter out duplicate users, all right? And then I have to do a little bit of math. I'm not big enough where, thank goodness yet, I don't have to get a subscription like some of the big channels, right? At least right now. All right, so then we're going to get YouTube comments. Everybody ready? Anybody not entered? As soon as I click this is going to take a sample of who's ever entered as of right now. Remember, there's a little delay in the TV. That's why I'm dragging this out. The TV, in the video, excuse me. There's a little delay in the video here, okay? All right, here we go. We got 37 comments. That's pretty good. That's one of our larger number of comments. I think last time we had a giveaway, we had like 20, I want to say 25 or 26, something like that. So that's a good sample. Awesome. All right. Rocky, did you enter? Okay. I mean, I can wait. I'll do it again if somebody didn't enter. This is your last chance. If you didn't enter, tell me now. I'll refresh this. Just tell me that if you didn't enter. The audio in and out. Okay. Is everyone having trouble with the audio? Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, Electric Buzz. Yeah, it is getting bigger every day. I appreciate that. More and more subscribers. We're getting close to that big 2K, by the way. Okay, so I didn't know if it was audio as my audio. Sometimes it can be on your side if you're connected to YouTube. If it's trying to like push the 2K, the 4K, or at least because it can push the 4K feed. Usually live streams are only 1080p, but it could do the full 1080p and the full audio, and that may drag on some people's connection. So I don't know if, in my house, I know when I come in here, I disconnect and reconnect my phone before I do this YouTube channel, because my kids are video games. They've got TV streaming everywhere. If I don't have a fresh connection, it suffers, and you guys have seen that in the past. All right, so everybody good? Everybody's left a comment. No one needed to add a comment before I did this, right? We're good? All right, here we go. I didn't see anybody saying, hey, I didn't get a chance to enter. I didn't get a chance to enter, because I'll refresh this if I need to. Last call. Wait, building up the suspense. Oh, good. That's great, Jason. I'm glad. Thank you. All right. I hear nothing, so I'm going to go for it. If there's a delay and I missed it, sorry. Here we go. We got it. Now we're going to go over here for the start. Good luck, everybody. And, I know I'm doing a dramatic pause. Thank you for coming to the live stream. I just want to say thank you to you guys. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate this. And I'm honored that you guys would come to this and be part of it and talk knives and enjoy the live stream and enjoy the giveaway and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. If you guys wouldn't mind this week, would you just watch some of the videos? If you haven't watched them, maybe you've meant to watch them or something, would you? Because I'm really close on hours to getting monetized. Once we get monetized, that's going to open the doors for new things for this channel. Probably have a chance to do more giveaways, more things. I'm pretty excited about that, because I think it's going to do a whole lot more for the channel. So if you have a chance, maybe watch some of the videos you've missed. I would appreciate it, just because the hours, the way YouTube works, you've got to get the 4,000 hours in. So thank you. All right, here we go. All right, I am going to press start. Boom. Bob Dikama, you are the winner. Congratulations, Bob. All right, is Bob in? Is Bob here? Bob, are you here? I just need to know. I'm going to wait about a minute or so. Bob, are you in the live stream? You have to be here. All right. Bob, are you here? Yes, you are. Awesome, Bob. All right, Bob, let me get my get the email address over here. I'll give you the nice big one that I do for when you win. There you go. I know some people just write it out. I'm an IT nerd, and I feel like if I wrote this out, you probably couldn't read it. It's probably worse than a doctor's scribble, right? So here, I'm going to make it nice and big so that you can see that. Email me at robsnerdyknives@gmail.com, and what I need is your address, exactly how I should ship it, and then I am going to ask you to just do a quick step to verify who you are. Super easy. I'll give you screenshots. It's a little step-by-step. I mean, it's user-friendly. I'm an IT guy, so I do that stuff all the time. And we'll just verify who you are, okay? And then I'll try to get that knife out to you as soon as we get all that taken care of. But congratulations, Bob. Congratulations. And hey, thanks for everybody who showed up. If you're leaving because you got another channel to go to, you got to take care of some kids, or you got other things you have to do tonight, thank you for showing up. I appreciate it, and you guys have a great night. But those of you who want to hang around and talk knives, we will talk knives, okay? Yes, robsnerdyknives@gmail.com. Thank you, Mind of Milton. I appreciate that. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and put this knife away so that his knife is back in the box. And Bob, just so you know, with that, and I don't know if you guys know, I got my stickers in. I got them in from Zug Monster. These are the new stickers. Really nice. They're matte. I didn't go for the high gloss. I don't know. I didn't like the gloss. If you like high gloss stickers, I'm sorry. I was thinking maybe I might go another time. The next stickers, I might try to get the holographic kind of background or something. I don't know. But I like the simple, clean look, the silhouette look here, right? And I don't know if you all knew, every hair on here is a knife. Every letter is made out of knives. Each of the part of the characters are knives put together. I don't know if you know that. So everything here is kind of knife centric on this little sticker. So and this is my YouTube. I guess. Wow, brain dead here. My sticker, my logo. Yeah, my logo, right? So that's the Rob's Nerdy Knives logo. So I do one like that, and then I have the full one. So you'll get a sticker with it with your knife. I just want to let you know that. You get one of the cool new ones. And anybody who's loaned me a knife, I will send you a sticker for the knife you've loaned me. So thank you. All right. And, I'm more than happy. Maybe we'll do some other things. So if anybody likes those stickers, I'd be happy to send one out. Maybe there's something we could do down the road. But I don't know. I don't want. My goal is not to print the stickers to try to make money off of them. They're more just to say, hey, thank you when something cool happens and something goes on. So that's really my goal in the stickers, just so you know. All right. So I'm going to bring some of these knives back. We're going to talk knives. Some of you guys who want to talk knives. What I'm really curious about for those of you guys who are hanging around, what have you guys been carrying this week? What are the big knives for you this week? What are the ones that really, jumped out at you? I got to make sure all these are on camera. I don't know if they are. I'm going to see if they are. Again, like I said, the camera that I see on here. Okay, so I need to go up just a little bit. Let me just adjust this real quick so everybody can see them. This is just my sampling of knives tonight. And my wife always goes, why do you put these knives out? And I say, well, it's eye candy. It's kind of like, hey, these are some of the knives that I carry and I use. And like you guys all know, every knife that I own, I carry and I use, right? Now, am I going to go out and beat this knife up like I would other knives? No, I'm probably going to just cut some plastic on, cardboard boxes. I'm probably going to open some letters, some envelopes. I may open some boxes, It is S90V, so it's great steel. It's very hard. It's going to be very scratch resistant, and Olamic Customs really does a great job on the heat treat. So, but there are other knives that I've actually taken this knife and cut things in the yard with it. I mean, it's stone washed, so it doesn't show hardly anything on there, and it's a great beater knife. But yeah, I did put new scales on this one, so that does make it look a little nicer. I don't know if you guys have tried the TRM titanium scales. Those are cool. Hey, thank you on the stickers. I appreciate you guys liking those. All right, let's make sure I didn't miss any comments. If I missed something, please say it again, because I was trying to organize this and too much hair. I'm missing a comment there. Oh, you sent me an email. All right, thank you, Bob. I will check that out after the live stream. I will reply to you. Thank you. And then we will go through the confirmation. Yeah. Congratulations, Bob. That's awesome. Yeah, you're going to love that nitro. What I like about nitro, and I don't know if you guys have found that out, nitro strops up and sharpens really nicely. And it does retain the edge much better than like 440 AUS6 or AUS8 steel. Absolutely better. I think it's better than D2 for sure, I think. It's not as comparable to 154. Obviously, that's a little better steel for sure, but it is nice steel. I think for a budget knife, it is really good steel. For what you're paying, you're getting great steel. So, Bob, I don't know if you have really fancy knives or you have just a few knives that you carry around. I don't know what your collection's like. So, if this is a nicer knife, then you will really enjoy that. It's got a beautiful hollow grind. It's very ergonomic. It's the flipper and the button lock is really cool. But if you have some, you know, this is maybe not as, you have some nicer knives. This is a great knife to carry around for work, to do stuff with. I really feel it's a very useful knife. And I will tell you one knife that I've really enjoyed that I got this week, the Pony Stout. This is a budget knife, absolutely. And I don't know if there's still some of these on sale at White Mountain Knives. They had the black and the black G10 with the stonewashed blade. This, ironically enough, I wasn't sure if I would like this. I thought it was weird, goofy looking, but once I got it in hand, I like this. This competes with the Baby Banter, I mean the Wee Banter and the Baby Banter for sure. But that's what I like about the Civivi Elementum. That new one, I hadn't had a chance to handle it. And after I did the review on there, it's one of those knives that when I'm going to buy a knife for somebody, it's in my consideration for what are the aesthetics that they like. You know, do they want a button lock? Do they want a certain shape blade? It's in my idea, my wheelhouse, you know, because I think of the Pyrite, I think of the Warney Pyrite, I think of the Elementum, I think of the Baby Banter, I think of the QSP Mini Penguin or the Penguins, I think of the Kaiser Lieb, the Kaiser Lieb M. There's a bunch of knives, a lot of the Spydercos, you know, and even there's a lot of the lower end Spydercos that are really great contenders. So, oh, somebody got their first Penguin yesterday. Is that what I saw? Oh, and Bob, you carried the Shaman, nice. Oh, the Yutland. Hey, Kresk, I've been curious about the Yutland. I had a Sonora, and I didn't care for that because the lanyard hole, which is very sharp on the edge, would dig into my hand, and it got very uncomfortable. So I ended up returning that one, and it was just as soon as I opened it, it was really digging into my hand, and I thought that was crazy. And by the way, that one also had some lock stick, so I think it was a little off. But that being off, the lanyard hole, I remembered that, and I know a lot of the giant mouse knives have that, and so I always look for something. I don't know if does the Yutland not have that? I'm kind of curious. All right, so we got Me With Knives. You got a Para 3 and an SRM 706 today. Nice. You got the Chavez 229 kickstop. All right, yeah, that is a nice knife. I do admit I like that one a lot. I've enjoyed that one. That's seriously great. Okay, so 80 20.5. Cool. Making sure I'm looking at everybody on here. The Pirate, $65. Yeah, it is a fantastic deal. Really is. So everyone needs a Penguin. Mine and Milton, I agree. I mean, a Penguin is just a great little knife to have as a fifth pocket knife. I really think so. I'm catching up here. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm trying to catch up on all the messages. Kickstop is Silver Bullet. Okay, so James, you had the Silver Bullet. So that's the polished one, right? It's not, this one's stonewash, as you can see. You can see the stonewash. It's got the little micro abrasions, which I kind of like because it wears in nicely. Now, what I did, so I don't know if anybody else has this one and you've had some of the issues. I think, James, were we talking about this one with the corners? Was that you and I that we were chatting about that? Oh, Tyler, you like your Mini Penguin. It's a good knife, isn't it? It's a great little knife to carry. I love that. I have my own Mini Penguin as well. So that's why I was able to give that one away, because I already have one. Thank you, Ahmed. What did Ahmed say? Kaiser's a great budget knife. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Yeah, so I don't know if anybody, yeah, catch up, man. No, it's no latency. It's just that there's a lot of comments and I'm trying to respond to everybody. You know, I do try to engage, and that's, you know, probably to my detriment sometimes. I want to make sure I don't skip anybody, right? You know, I feel like everybody's important, and I should try to at least acknowledge that. So I want you to know that's my goal. All right. The Yutland is real comfy. Okay. All right. Okay, the lanyard hole. So does it have the lanyard hole sharpness to it? I'm just kind of curious. Because some of them have a more rounded, and if that was the case, it would definitely bring it back into contention. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. So Matt, you had the 80 20.5 with the 3V carbon fiber or titanium. Okay, so Matt, so I've had in my Micarta, I had the FRN, which I didn't care for. The FRN, I would say avoid that. I had the Micarta, which is kind of cool. If you're a big Micarta fan, you can get the micarta ones. And by the way, I don't know if you know, Original Goat is starting to make their scales with the large pivot. So you can actually get the Original Goat with the large pivot now. It's not just the little ones, right? That being said, I personally like the excuse me. I personally like the carbon fiber. Okay, carbon fiber to me works better. And let me explain why. I had the textured titanium one. Beautiful, I love it. It's really nice, but it's not the same kind of texture like I have on my, let's see if I can pull this out, my Pulsar. Okay, so my Pulsar has this texture on here, but if you notice, I can go across this and it's not gonna shred. It's not gonna do like a shredder on my finger or my pants. And so when my clip goes over there, it rides through this texture. It's like grooves, right? But it's texture, I get grip. So I've got grip on this knife, but it's not a kind of rip you up type of knife like Chris Reeve Umnumzon that's sandblasted, right? So I did not care for the texture version. That was me because it was destroying, I call it a pant pocket destroyer. Now, you could probably maybe polish it if you wanted to smooth it out, if you wanted to do that. But to me, it's like if you're going to get the texture, you're kind of, I don't know, maybe you just do it where the pocket clip goes and maybe you're fine with that and you can kind of focus in on that. That's okay. But that's why I wanted something smoother. So if you get the titanium, it's going to be a lot smoother. And if you're dealing with where you're sweaty, you got any oils, the titanium is going to be slippery in hand if you don't have something to grip onto. Right? And what you have is this, and it's not bad. It's not bad at all, but it's not going to be as grippy, and it will have some weight to it. So you have to deal with the weight of that. The carbon fiber, this is twill. It's a twill pattern on top, and this is layered on here, but it is carbon fiber underneath. It's not the same as the top layer, and this is done well. I know they had some carbon fiber issues, but this works. This has not come off. I've kind of used this a lot. I've used it in the yard, matter of fact. You probably can't tell because of the beautiful stone wash. I've been able to clean. You might be able to see some of the stuff I did here. Couldn't get all of that off. I think I might have scratched the tip. But anyways, this holds up real well. When my hands are sweaty, I'm out there doing yard work or something like that. It's really been nice. So I do like this. I like there's enough texture here for me to grip it. It holds in the pocket well, but it's not, if I get wet or slippery, it's not going to fly right out of my hand like a watermelon seed, if you will. So that's just my thoughts on that. If you wanted to know, probably more than you cared to know, but I was going to share with you. And yeah, Rocky, good point. It is lighter too, which if you want a lighter knife, sometimes that can be really nice, having a lighter knife. Now, mind you, there are times when you just want a big boy, a big heavy knife, and if anybody knows the Chavez Rendition 229, this is about as big as the boys get here, right? No milling whatsoever. I mean, this is a chunk of titanium, and this blade, that is a serious blade, serious blade. And that kickstop is addictive. It really is. Now, when I got mine, I will tell you, the detent was really strong. And what I mean by is it wouldn't drop shut. And why do I say that? So, it doesn't always have to drop shut, but when you have a blade that is as heavy as, it's heavier than this knife. This blade alone is heavier than this knife. Because this is a big piece of M390 right here. This is solid, okay? And when you have a knife like that, just the weight alone should make it drop shut. And that doesn't mean that the detent is weak. It just means the weight should go past whatever detent is there. My personal opinion. Okay, when I tuned this, and I hadn't really thought of tuning it, but I did, the kickstop works flawlessly still. You still get a really strong deployment. It's not weak at all. It is solid, So people who like that detent, who like that nice pop from their flipper, I didn't lose anything whatsoever with this. And I do like that kickstop. It's really nice. It's very addictive. Okay, so you got scales ordered for the large pivot. Did you get the goat scales? Okay, which ones did you get, Tim? I'm curious. I saw some really nice patterns out there, which is nice. It's definitely, I love when you can get some of that pattern that works really well in the pocket. It gives you some grip, but it's just a nice pattern that's not going to shred your pants or something. Like even here, the Relative, I love this pattern on here. Definitely some texture, but man, when it goes in the pocket at that angle, it's not shredding my pockets. It's sliding right in, right? So it's really nice. I think I love that. And that's what I really like about the Original Goat. I was kind of curious which ones you got. You have a custom 2.5 on sale for anyone interested. I bet it's pretty nice. Did you get the blade reprofiled or anything? Did you get a new grind on the blade? I suspect that wouldn't be a stretch, a clip point. So it's a clip point. Because I've seen some people do some unique blade designs on theirs. All right. Hey, James Dean, thanks for joining. You have a great knife. I will check that out. Definitely check out that Sparrow knife. I'm for sure going to go look at that. I've heard a lot of things about it. I haven't. It's one of those knives I haven't held or handled, but I'm really curious about it. It definitely has if you will, it reminds me a little bit, with that kind of well, maybe not really of the Devo Buzz, but it has that unique shape. I think that's really cool. I really do like that. All right, expanded stonewash. Okay, cool. Oh, you like so the LTC, this result, I will tell you, until I got the Exciton, this was probably the best button lock knife that was out there. It's still really fantastic. Is it as strong as that button lock? Not quite. This definitely projects out a little bit stronger. There's no question. You definitely get that feel like if you had a frame lock or liner lock with a strong detent, you'd really get a nice pop in that in deploying that knife for sure. But this one's really close. This one's really, really close. And the button lock here works just flawlessly. No stick or anything like that. And I will tell you, even the Fuller here, easy to work. If you just get a little bit of your meat in there, I have no problem doing it. And I got big meaty fingers, and all I got to do is just get part of my meat in there. The edge is sharp enough there that, I mean, it's easy to deploy. And I can even do it, that way. And so easy left-handed. I love that. So it's very fidgety. And if you didn't see that, it's got some beautiful micro milling. So it gives you some nice texture. Again, I love anything like that. Some little texture on there is always really, really nice. Oh, okay. So what kind of scales do I own? So these are the Arctic Storm. They're fat carbon Arctic Storm scales. I have these on my Pair 3 and my Paramilitary 2. And I love them. They're really, really fantastic. But I am on the wait list for RG Custom Works. If anybody knows who that is, if you saw the Nick Shabazz video, he actually got some scales that he put on his Pair 3. I have been eyeing those scales for probably 2 years now. And he finally started doing the Pair 3s. I know he did a lot of Pair 2s, Paramilitary 2s. I like the Paramilitary 2. It's just a bigger knife, right? It's one that I carry when I want to carry a bigger knife. But this one is just really, really, I don't know. It's just very comfortable and compact. So I'm really looking forward to getting that one. And I'm going to see about probably ordering one of his custom clips if he still has those. I'd like to put that on there. If not, I guess I'll get another Lynch clip or something. I'll definitely get a satin finish or something with that. But these are the Arctic Storm, fat carbon fiber. Really nice. I got them at DLT Trading, I believe. The 15V Paramilitary 2. That is some crazy, crazy steel. I've been reading the reports on that, on the edge retention. It is, who was it? The guy from Australia who does his video, Ada and, some of you guys help me out. Ada and, he does those, he's got that Australian accent, but he did some testing on there. And it beat the MagnaCut. It beat out like S110V. It beat out a lot of those really high edge retention knives. It is insanely great steel. Now, I'm curious, is it brittle? Being a 15V, you think 4V, and those types of steels are usually very, very tough steels, but the edge on that is also amazing. Yeah, Cedric and Ada, thank you. I appreciate that. Me with knives. Yeah, I knew somebody would know. If I was just talking to someone on the side, I probably would remember immediately, but you got all the things going on in your head, and sometimes you forget. I found my knife channel home, I think. That's cool, Frank. I appreciate you being here, man. That's awesome. I appreciate everybody being here. Dinner time. All right, you got to run. All right, hey, Kresk, have a great evening. I hope you have something good for dinner. I'm missing dinner. I know they're making something delicious in there. I can smell it, and my stomach might be telling me I should try to eat. But hey, I'm here. I'm hanging out with you guys. That's what we're doing. and that's more important. I actually had a little snack beforehand, so I'm fine. But hope you have a great dinner, whatever it is. And if it's something really amazing, like Rocky always shares, share it so we all can get jealous. We'd love to hear it. If it's if it's not nothing you really want to share, don't worry about it. You have a great evening. You have not. So that's what I thought, because it's 15V. It's supposed to be a tough steel. I suspect though the corrosion, it's not super corrosion resistant, right? I do think that's where it's gonna lack. It's supposed to be tough and great edge retention. So you have to give in somewhere, right? Yeah, harder, stronger, more brittle, less ductile. Yep. I mean that's true. Then you have MagnaCut that kind of threw things off, right? But 15V I think does a little bit of that. It is not going to have the corrosion resistance. I think that's where it really lacks, and that's where you probably want a PVD or kind of coating or something like that on there. People do Cerakote or whatever, but that's when you get a knife like that, you're getting it to use. You're getting it to really for the purpose of it's a knife with a purpose, right? So I will tell you this week, some of the most exciting things for me this week were, and I really, or last 2 weeks was, I love this Buzz, this Pony Stout. I was really super surprised, and I had a little issue with some lock stick, and I reached out to Lefty. He is so awesome. Kevin is really, if you haven't watched Lefty EDC, I mean, he may not be everybody's cup of tea. I like him. I do. I mean, and I appreciate everybody, even people who are vastly different than who I am. But I appreciate him because he is just honest, straight up good guy. Okay, I told him about my lock stick and I explained it to him, and what happened was I kept working and working it, and I just never experienced lock stick like that. If you saw the video, you could literally hear it popping. You could hear it literally pop off, and I'd never had anything stick that hard, especially when it's a steel liner. Well, actually, this is a titanium liner, I believe. No, well, hold on. Yeah, this is a steel. Sorry, this is the budget end. I'm thinking of this one. This one has the titanium liner on it, his Buzz, but this is a steel liner, and I wouldn't expect it to have any lock stick. And what it turns out was they paint at the edge of the lock bar that touches to the tang of the blade, and so after a while, if you can see on here, there was big chunks of flakes of black paint that came off. And once that came off, it was perfect. But I did share it with them and just say, hey, if you have anybody else who has the all blacked out version and they have issues, just get them to work that paint off the lock bar. If they're okay with just working it back and forth to get that paint off, that should fix it. Or if they want to take it apart and maybe just kind of scrape the paint off, that would really work as well. And that's what worked for me. It's been perfect since then, by the way. Just really phenomenal. So I've enjoyed that one. I don't know about you guys if you haven't a chance to check it out. This is a fun budget one. I like to carry this with shorts. I like to carry this. I like to, if I'm out in the yard, I'm definitely going to be making this. I might make this my car knife. I might put this in my car. I think that's what this might end up being. Just a really great little knife. Let's see here. What do we got? Plate of shrimp and noodle curry. Oh, that sounds really good. Okay, so Frank, what is your next knife? What are you looking at? Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. What's the part of it is what's your next knife? I agree. There's always something. I mean, whether you get a new knife every week, every month, every half a year, every year, there's some joy in finding that new knife. There's some joy in that. For some of us, we get knives probably more often than the average person. Then we also have some knife sales, probably more than the average person. I know I do. I will be having probably a knife sale. I'll be putting some stuff out on nafsale.com here again. I'm going to be putting a few knives out so I can clean out some extra knives. Not because some of these I don't like, just because I don't carry them as much. And I would like to make room for other knives, right? But that's kind of what I do. Let's see here. KPL is great. Yes, KPL is fantastic. I use Nano Oil and KPL. I have both. I like both of those. Those are really great oils. Now, I used a 10 weight nano oil, which is probably equivalent to the KPL 15 weight, right? So 15 weight nano oil, 10 weight 15 weight KPL, 10 weight nano oil. That's the one I put into the washers. I put into the Cade ceramic ball bearings. Then I have 85 weight nano oil and 75 weight KPL. That's the heavy. I put that into the detent. I put it into the shark lock mechanisms. I put it into the springs for a Axis Able lock. I'll put it in, like shark lock, I'll put it in here. I'll put it into inside the spring, inside the button lock, right? Because it's a harder place where that type of oil would be needed for the spring in there. So that's what I do with those. I like that. Knife Shield is good too. I've heard good things. I don't use it personally, but I'm in Texas. It's not super humid. I don't live on the coast. It does get humid here, but when it does, I end up carrying one of my more corrosion-resistant knives. Like I will probably, like Vanek Super Clean, I have one in that. Elmax, which is like M390. That's not quite the same. Yeah, that's Elmax. I have, oh, it's in my case over there. That's a really good one as far as that as well. So Dubai, yeah, Ahmed, very humid, I bet. So for you, I would definitely look at that KPL Knife Shield. That would be really good. What it does is you rub it on and you wipe it off. It kind of puts a little protection on there. And I'm not sure if it's oil or if it's some sort of synthetic material or whatever, but it's supposed to really protect the knife from corrosion, which is really not, especially if if you carry the knife and then you store it regularly. That KPL Knife Shield would be something I would think would be really good to invest in. I think you should maybe give it a shot. I think that would be really good, especially in the humid areas. I definitely would recommend that. If I live more in the Houston area, like in Texas, in the Houston area, it is super humid out there. It's like Louisiana. It's like Tampa or Florida, or Fort Lauderdale. It's just super, super muggy all the time. You know what? You know where else is really, really humid that I found was I was in Hong Kong and Shenzhen over in China. That was really muggy as well. That was not a dry place. I've lived in Arizona where I've had 7% humidity. That is a dry place. That is a seriously dry place. Oh, the kukri. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. What kind of now, isn't the kukri a style of knife or is kukri a name brand? I thought kukri was a style of knife. I'm not familiar with that if it's a name brand. Maybe it's a name brand that became so popular that it's now a style of knife. Is that what we're talking about? Oh, cutting my tongue. Oh, cutting your tongue? What? A thin coating of bacon grease. There's probably something to be said to that. People use mineral oil. That's another one. If you're going to be using food prep too, if you do a lot of if you cut apples and food, mineral oil is another good idea for your knife to coat it in. Yeah, I'm not going to get that off, am I? Oh, wait, maybe I can get that off. Oh, I did get it off. I think that was from the tree right there. Sorry. Inquiring minds need to know. Yeah, I know, Ahmed. You probably can't carry those knives around, right? In there. So you just kind of have to enjoy them in your home, which is nice. I mean, still can enjoy them. I think if I lived somewhere like in California or Massachusetts, New York, or Chicago, I believe you can own the knives, most knives, except for probably a switchblade. Like I don't think I can own this in Chicago, and I don't think I can own this. Like I don't know. I know in California, I think you can own it. You just can't carry something that's over 2 inches. Some places are like that, right? Yeah, cooking sprays, that's a good idea, Bob. Cooking sprays are really great. Matter of fact, it's really got great lubrication too because of that. But it's very food safe. If you're cutting an apple or fruit or something like that, that's a good idea. Now, I do know some of the KPL offers an oil that is actually food safe, food grade for like their kitchen knives. So there is a KPL food grade oil as well. I don't have that, but that's a good one also. Okay. The petrified knife guy. Hey, brother. Hey, what's up? What's the point, EDC? Yeah. So the Beluga, is that what we're talking about? That's a cool little knife. Oh, the Victorinox red kitchen knife. Is that the big one? I know. Did you see Victorinox has a folding knife that they actually released recently with some not bad steel? I thought that was interesting. It's not quite my cup of tea, but it's cool to see them expand. They, Case is expanding the same. They did their first folding knives, and some of their, I think at the Blade Show, they're going to come out with some new designs that are supposed to be much more interesting. Speaking of that, another one that blew me away. I'm not a fan. Typically, I would never buy one, but it certainly makes me look and go, that's interesting. Buckknife has actually come up with some interesting designs. I think they're trying to upgrade and have a more modern design in their knives. I think that's really cool. I like to see that. I like to see them expand. That's always cool. No autos in Illinois unless you say you're in the state militia, whichever one is. So are you allowed to have a auto in your house? Or is it like some states you can't even own an auto? If you have an auto in your house, it is completely illegal. I believe that's how that works. I know there's some states like that. But there are other states where you can have the auto, you just can't have it out of the house. Like I remember years ago when the Butterfly, the Balisong knives, those were totally illegal. You couldn't own those. And they're finally legal again in a lot of places. Okay, the small one? Yeah. Oh, okay, yep. That's a good one. What do I think about the Factor? So I do have a video that I'm an unboxing I'm going to release on this. I like it. I really do. It is a very, it works. It actually works, and it's functional, and the magnets work, and it's addictive, and that ting that you hear, that singing ting, is really cool. Okay, so yeah, I like all of that, and everything that they did, everything that Brian Winters did, is fantastic. But that being said, it's so hard to get a hold of. It's rather expensive, and every time I've tried, it's gone. So it's one of those knives that I'm just glad I got a chance to to handle it. But it's one of those that you guys know that I don't like to get on really long pre-orders. And that's just my personal choice, right? Some of you guys are fine being on long pre-orders, and that's cool. You go for it, right? I've done some shorter pre-orders. The longest pre-order I did was the Urban EDC LC, and that was over a year, and that's kind of what gave me a bad taste in my mouth, if you will. So I will say that the Brian, the B3 version on the 24th that he's releasing, I'd like to get in on it, but it's 6 to 8 months out. 6 to 8 months, which is just really a long time. And you got to put down at least 400, probably 500 if you're going to get anything extra at all with it. Like if you want the carbon fiber that covers up this little part here, because you can get that so it can cover this whole thing, right? You can get different, like a Timascus or some different kind of a cool little pocket clip and some pivots and all sorts of stuff. So there's all sorts of stuff that you can get for that. And I suspect that if I go there and I look for just a basic one, it's going to sell out super quick. And the one you're going to have a chance at are going to be the more expensive variants. And I'm not ready to dish out that kind of money on a knife that I don't get to experience right away. I will tell you, I'm more inclined to look at a Brian Winters, Winter Blade Company, Winter Blade Co. Factor now that I've actually held it. It really does work. It fits in the hand really well. It even chokes up well. It's flat. Everything works. Now I can't do much with this because it's a pass along. Brian gave this to the Apex group for us to share, and everyone has to have a OEM experience with this knife. So I can't do any sort of hard use. I can't take it apart. I can't do anything with this knife, right? Which is fine. I'm okay with that. I get to hear, I get to experience, I get to open it, I get to close it, which to me is kind of what I wanted to do. And I have put it in my pocket, so the clip works really well. It has enough flexibility, it goes in nicely. So yeah, I do like it. I do like it. It's just, I'm hoping that he increases his number of orders, kind of like what EMP EDC has finally done. He's gotten up to the point where he's got enough orders when he does do a drop. You can get one of his knives, usually you have an hour to order. It's like the Knoll knives, I went on there and I was there. I mean, I clicked refresh right at the point it showed up. I put it in my cart. Within 10 seconds I had it. I was closing up my deal. I pressed save. it was sniped. It was gone. And then there was another one available, like the lesser known design. I put it in my cart. By the time I tried it, it was gone. And that to me is very frustrating, right? When you are there and you're making two purchases less than a minute into the drop, and both of those are sniped, even though you had it in your cart. It's kind of like the Microtech MSI. I don't even look for it anymore. I've kind of given up on that one because everybody who has it, anybody who gets it, it seems like it goes on resale immediately for 50 to 100% more than they actually paid for it. So it increases the cost, it doubles it usually. So I've like, okay, I'm going to look at it when it's available again. I've done the same thing with the ProTech Mordax. You know, that's still my Bigfoot knife. I've kind of, with these two guys, I'm not as desperate to get a hold of a Mordax. You know, if I would still love to get a ProTech Mordax if I can find it, but these knives have kind of scratched my itch for button locks, really nice button locks. Matter of fact, everything I remember about my ProTech Mordax, I like these a little bit better. They're better ergos and comfort. And the action on the Exciton, I know some of you guys are going to freak out. I know it's USA. I get it. It's USA made. This is better. This is actually better. So I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, it does sound good, doesn't it? He's also releasing a different one that's an assisted blade. And I'm hoping there's enough, you know, maybe it's just enough that maybe people aren't gonna, they're too much into the factor that maybe you can get in on one of those. That's what I'm hoping. At some point he'll have enough inventory where I can get in on one of his knives. And I'm okay with that. You know, it wasn't one of these things that I had to be the first one to get it. I figured I wouldn't be. You know, it's like someday I would love to get a Herman. Someday I would love to get a Koenig. You know, I'd love to try a Koenig, you know, someday I would love to get a Roosevelt. You know, those are knives that are absolute grail knives, but I realize the chances of getting those are very slim because the demand is so high. And so I don't put a lot of stock into it, so I'm not disappointed. You know, I can be focused on things that I know I can get and enjoy. Because, you know, if you're always not getting the one that you want and you get disappointed, you don't get it, you get bitter, and you don't appreciate what you have. And I don't want to be that. I want to appreciate everything that's here, right? I can enjoy every one of these knives because I was able to get them. Like even this, I got the Buzz. I mean, this one was hard to get. It was an Urban EDC drop, and I was actually able to get the all black, which is the one I wanted. And I got it, and I was super pumped. I will tell you, I've really enjoyed the heck out of this. Now, I did tune, I wasn't going to tune the detent, but I did. It's still locked in there, really solid. But I really like this, especially for the front flipper. It works really, really nice now. Just really, really cool. And by the way, this is titanium scales on the outside. The liners are titanium. This is all titanium. I even put this Lynch clip on here, and I like the way this looks. It makes me think of like a tuxedo, like you have a white shirt with a black tie and a black coat and black pants. Kind of has that nice, I think, look to it. This is a personal thing. You may not like that. I like it. Oh, so you have several videos on the Kubey. Is it called the Tutius or Titius? I'm not sure. I'm probably not saying that right. KU322. I got to look it up. All right. So the Kubey, I'm going to call it the Tutius. Let's do that. Kubey. I'm looking up right now. It's loading in on Amazon. Let's see. Okay, I almost wonder if it's Kubey that does some of the Asher knives. Just kind of curious. I wonder because they have some similarities. Somebody who knows may know because Asher knives are great. It's a great budget knife. They're just limited runs if you can get in on them, but that's really cool. Yeah, the Sheer Goroff. That is one of those other ones that I would very, very, very much like to try. Yeah. Do I think the carbon fiber cover is worth it? Are you talking about the Winter Blade factor? I don't know. It looks nice when I see the picture. By the way, that's the one I was going to go for if I can get it. I think I would like to get it just because I like the way it looks. And for me, that's a look thing more than it is a functional thing. I think it's just a nice aesthetic. So that's what I would go for. Would it be a deal breaker if I could get one without it? No, absolutely not. No, not at all. Yeah, so I've heard that about the MSI heat treat. Yeah, Bob, I have heard that, and that's not great. You know, it's supposed to be this M390 MK or I don't know what's MK or MT, I don't know, whatever's variant of M390. I've heard it's not super hard. So I'm hoping, it's like with Tactile Knife Company. The first Mavericks weren't. I mean, they did the same thing with the first Rockwalls. They had the same issues with some of the first Rockwalls that were the flippers. They had the same issue with some of the first Rockwalls that were thumb studs. I mean, USA made. They make knives, and if you want to get in early, you get the chance of, the tolerance is getting tuned in, right? I think the Maverick had the same issue, and everything I hear about the Maverick now, it's like spot on, which means that I definitely want to give that a try, right? Oh, the Cooperus. Okay. Nice. Oh, so you have a channel? Oh, so what's the point underscore EDC? He has a channel. All right. So, Mida Milton, is there any chance you could put the link in for that? For what's the point? Since you're one of the moderators, I would appreciate that if you could, if you're still in. If not, I will try to see if I can find it, but I'm trying to catch up on that. Kubidos, Kubidos. Oh, they do a lot of knife company stuff. Yeah, yeah, they do. They do a lot of different things for different manufacturers. I mean, Bestech does it too, right? Riot does it as well. Riot's more of a, I would say, Riot's claim to fame is their OEM work, right, for other manufacturers. Some of their Riot specific designs, they're kind of weird. Most Riot in-house designs aren't usually my cup of tea. They really aren't. They're kind of weird. It's kind of like artisan cutlery. I like some of the artisan cutlery designs are amazing, but there's some designs that are just unusual. But CJRB I like a lot. Hey, thanks, Mina Milton. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. What's the point, EDC? I know that I already subscribed to your channel. Yeah, I'm subscribed, and I'm also put on the notifications for your releases. So I've been asked to be notified whenever you drop new videos. So you guys go check out what's the point underscore EDC. Check out the link here. Definitely a cool channel. Definitely support all the different. Everyone has different perspective, and and that's what I love. If a new knife comes out, I like to see everyone's perspective on that knife. That to me gives you a really good picture because everyone focuses on something that's really important to them, and because of that, there's something you may not think about that could be a deal breaker or could be a deal maker, right? And I've done that, so I think that's really cool. So another one that I did this week was this one here, the Buzz. This is really a fun knife. I don't know if you guys have a chance to, has anyone tried any of the Devo Knives Buzz? It looked weird. At first I wasn't into it, but then I heard, I saw all the reviews, people talking and talking, and so then I got a hold of this one and I was like, yeah, that one is really cool. And it really works. I mean, it really does. It's left and right hand, super fidgety friendly, right? I mean, which obviously you would expect, especially from someone like Kevin. And you could do what they call the reach around, right? Or as Rocky would always like to say, it's like when you do on the whippersnapper, you can do a forefinger. You can absolutely do that little forefinger thing. You just go over the top and just pop it like that, which I do on the whippersnapper all the time. I can go over here and just pop it over, which is really cool. I like that. So the Buzz is it's a fun little knife. I'm really enjoying this one. And with the action and everything I have on this, it's just really nice and super dead nut center. And this hollow grind is crazy, crazy thin. I love that. So it's nice and sharp, really, really great. If you haven't checked that one out, you really should maybe look at that. I think in about a month, he's going to have some more. That's one of those that I like. Yeah, I like the top flip. So that's one of the things that really attracted me to that, right? Was that top flipper, because I saw how it was deploying and people were using it. And I thought, that looks really cool, because it's a little different than like a Pena X series. Some of those top flippers, they're very specific where you can put it. This one, it feels like, I just get my finger on there and it works, and it does. It works really nicely. It's super, it's not like I'm stretching and you're pulling and your finger hurts after you did it. No, it just works. And it actually has some nice acoustic, because all the titanium, it does have a little unique, I think, sound to it that I really rather enjoy. I don't know, I kind of dig that acoustics. It may be not everybody's cup of tea, but I like it. Oh, he's doing a full dress pony style? Really? When did he say? Did he say that today, or was that something recently? Because I watched most of his videos, and I would have missed it if it was something recently. I haven't seen most videos today because I'm at work, and so I haven't had a chance to catch up. That's awesome. Dead nuts, man. That is cool. A detent diva. You know what's funny about? I actually ended up getting my iMamba because he got the iMamba, and he didn't like it because he felt like the detent was too light. And I've always known that there's a Kevin detent, right? And then if the Kevin detent is just perfect, then it's probably going to be for me to be a medium to high detent for me. Something I'm probably going to tune. I want to tune immediately. If it's too light, just barely too light for him, then it's going to be a medium detent for me, medium to medium strong. But if it's like kind of a light detent, not like a totally failing sucky kind of detent, right? Then it's going to be probably close to the detent I like, and that's cool. So I was actually, based on his not great experience on this, I figured I would love this, and I was right. So if you like super, super strong detents, you won't love this unless you're willing to take this knife apart and tune the detent and make it stronger. Which, for an African-made knife, you got to be really confident to do that if you're going to do it. Which I am. I would do it, but I'm just saying I wouldn't recommend that to everybody if you haven't done it yet. I would start off with like a budget knife and practice with these and get comfortable before you do something like that. All right. The detent diva. Yeah, he really, even when, I don't know if you've seen White Mountain Knives, they'll get some of his knives back and they'll be like, the detent's too strong. He'll get it and he'll be like, oh, that's just perfect, right? I mean, an average person would be like, my fingernail got ripped off and torn to shreds, or part of my finger is stuck inside the knife and it can't come off, and went with the knife, not my hand, And for Kevin, that's like, yeah, it's perfect. For the average person, it's like, no, that's a finger slicer. For Kevin, it's like, no, that's perfect, right? It's kind of funny. Yeah, he does like the strong detents for sure. No, not better. No. This is a whole different. It's a different. This is great. All right. So you have budget. This is a great budget. Is it as good as? No, it's not. But for what the price range that is, it's phenomenal. For this, is this good? For the price range that this is in, this is phenomenal. It's just fantastic. The same with this. For the price range that this is in, it's great. It's phenomenal. It's better than that. Absolutely. There's a lot of little aesthetic qualities, little touches that you absolutely can see and feel and experience that makes this knife stand out. For some people, they may not notice them, but after you handle knives for an extended period of time, you start picking up on them, right? If I don't know what I would have likened to is like a chef, who cooks a steak. I can go to I can go to the meat excuse me, I can go to a grocery store and I can pick out a sirloin, a New York strip, a prime rib. I can pick it out. I look at it, the color immediately, but it's a feel thing for me. And I can tell you whether that's going to make a great steak or not by the marbling and how it feels. And that is something that most people, unless you cook a lot of steak and you're familiar with that, you're not going to pick up on that. It's the same thing with knives. There's little touches that make a knife stand out, that make it just that much better. And so I think that's what this does, right? So it's a different level, It's still great. It's just like this one here. I knew this was a little more expensive, and I knew it was a big boy, and I knew it was a heavy knife, and I thought, is this really? When I got it, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it is. So I get why it's a little bit more, okay? And I'm okay with that. Now, one thing I did with this knife that some of you guys, if you haven't gotten the 229 Redención, is I loved everything about it. I did tune the detent, so it was a little lighter so I could have that drop shot action. I talked about that earlier. But I also, one of the things that was really bothering me was these corners. They were really sharp, and you can feel it up here on the top. And they were digging into my hand. And one of the things I don't like is a knife that digs into my hand and becomes uncomfortable. Because I fidget these. I carry these. I use these all day long. I'll be here sitting at my desk working, and I'll fidget them on meetings when I'm on mute. I'll just fidget these knives all the time. It's like my little fidget toy. I have this. I actually have another, I have a fidget cube over here. I think it's, I love to fidget with this cube here. I'll do this on meetings. I used to be really good at this where I could just do this all day long, right? So I like to have a little fidget toy. Excuse me, let me get a drink. Excuse me 1 second, guys. All right, that's better. Sorry about that. So the Factory of the Chavez. Oh man, Rocky. I they're totally different. So to me, they're like two different knife experiences. I mean, it's like I think you would agree with me. It's not a matter of which one would I get. I'd probably get both. It's a matter of which one do I carry on which day and which one am I in the mood for. You know, I really like this. This is just, it's a strong knife. It can do some serious work. It's a very confident knife. Now, if you notice, I know some of you guys who like the Chavezes, you're going to hate me for this. I don't have the skull clip. I don't like it. But there's a reason why I did this, okay? So it's not that I totally hate it. It's just not my cup of tea. That skull clip is wider, so it was dragging on my pants more and ripping them up. And I modified the clip, so I don't know if you can see this. I rounded the base of this clip. On the skull clip, it comes along and it's flat like this at an angle, and then the base is flat, and then it goes up like that at an angle. And if you look at the inside, it literally has milling, like a pattern milling. Like, I don't know if you can see this on here, but there's micro milling on here, and it gives it a texture and some grip. Well, there was that on the inside. So I suspect that that was probably intentional because it's such a big knife, and if you're running with it, you don't want it flying out of your pocket, I guess. Maybe that's the point. You know, people who carry this knife are firefighters and police officers who chase after bad guys all day long, and you don't want the knife flying out anywhere. Or maybe you're, deep sea divers, or I don't know, you're jumping off cliffs or something, you don't want it to fall out. I get it. But I carry this with me on my pant pocket, and I didn't want it tearing up my pants. So I did that, and it's fantastic. I like doing that. And so I did it on this, and it's smaller, so it doesn't have as much pressure. And you can also see that it's actually rounded this way as it's rounded this way, and I polished it too, so it's a smooth in and out, but it has plenty of pressure. So I like this, Rocky. I'll carry this a lot, and I enjoy carrying this one a lot. Only reason why I'm not carrying it is because I was trying to carry this because I did an unboxing, and then I did this because I have the new scales, right? So yeah, I like this one a lot, but this is really cool. I don't own this one, so if I can get a hold of one, it might change my perspective, but if I get a hold of one, I really would like to get the B3 with the all titanium scales. So I might wait 6 to 8 weeks when he gets them in, and hopefully he'll have enough for a drop, and try to get one at that point. That's kind of where I think most likely I'll be at, because I don't think I'm going to get one of those B2 drops. I think they're going to sell out too fast. But this is cool, but it's definitely not... It's so hard to get, I don't want to get my hopes up for it. If I get a hold of one and I carry the two, I would carry them for different reasons. This would be when I want something just cool, fidgety, super modern. This kind of has that whole, kind of a advanced, futuristic kind of cool lines on there. So I don't know. I don't know if that answers your question. Did you say blasphemy? Blasphemy? What? I'm missing a conversation here. You guys are talking. Oh, you just put petrified fish, PF 969 thought of through a hard use demonstration, and it's a hell of a knife. Okay, the punishment is still paper cutting sharp. Video. Now, so what's the steel on the petrified fish? Is it like 14C28N? Because I know a lot of petrified fishes tend to be more budget oriented. So is it a 14C28N? Is it a 154? What kind of? Oh, the Beluga is 14C28N. It dominates. Okay. I was kind of curious. Yeah, 14C28, definitely a great steel. Yeah, I think 14C28 really, I agree with so many people who have the opinion right now. It is one of the best budget seals out there. It really is. If you can get a knife in 14C20, I mean, that's why even the Lander, there's a variant of the Lander with the contoured micarta scales, it's 14C28N. If I hadn't gotten the SMKW, the Smoky Mountains Knife Works exclusive Lander with the Mars Valley carbon fiber scales in the S35VN, I would definitely have gotten that one, no doubt. because the D2 is okay. I'm not a big fan of D2, honestly. Yeah, so the K10 is the bowler, not bowler, I forget who it is. It's the other version of D2. I think it's supposed to be slightly, it's really D2 for all intents and purposes, but I think there's a small difference. Yeah, so some people really feel strongly the K110 is much better. I've heard people say one or the others. They say it's pretty close. It also depends on the heat treat of the D2, right? So if you get some really not great made D2, it's, yeah, K110 is going to, because K110 tends to have more consistency in how they handle it. Typically, when you get K110, you're going to be probably paying a little bit more than D2, and so you're going to want to take care of that and probably heat treat it better. I'm suspecting. Just my guess here. But D2, if it's heat treated really well, can be pretty good. It's not great, but it can be good. The heat treat comes back to the heat treat. Peter. Welcome, Peter. I don't know if I said hello yet. Rochambeau would faint if he saw that. Yes, he would. Yes, he would. I agree. Yes, he would. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I agree. It doesn't have as much vanadium, but again, then what if you get CPM D2? That's a completely different game, right? 154 CM and CPM 154 CM, not much difference, but you get CPM D2, that becomes a completely different game there. I mean, now you're getting D2 up to close to, I would say, up to maybe past 154 CM. I mean, I've heard some people speculate that. I don't know if that's true or not. But then again, I don't compare CPM D2 to 154 regular. It's not something, because I don't have a lot of, I've only had CPM D2 once, but I haven't had it, I don't own it in my collection right now, so I couldn't tell you. Yeah, CPM steels are great. Crucible does a great steel. Their whole powder steel process is really revolutionary. I mean, yeah, like MagnaCut. MagnaCut is CPM. MagnaCut, technically, it's a CPM. It's a Crucible steel too. Which I'm sure somebody's going to be copying MagnaCut at some point, or if they haven't already. You're a 4K knife guy? So what is that? What does a 4K knife guy mean? Is that is you have 4,000 knives, or you have a knife that's $4,000? That's cool if it is. Yeah. Now, even with CPM can be excellent, but if you get that CPM 20 CV and they fail to hit that 60, Rockwell hardness, it's just so disappointing getting a CPM that's 58, or 57 is just be atrocious, but 58, 59 is like, okay. 60 is where you'd want it to be minimally. 61 would be better, right? But it's so disappointing if you get a CPM 20 CV and it's heated to like 58. Oh, God forbid, 57. Oh, it just feels like a shame, because it just rolls. It rolls. It doesn't. And if you strop it, you just know you can never really get that burr off. It's just going to roll back and forth. It's not going to just pop off like a harder steel. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, ARRP M9 is a powder steel. It's a good one. Yeah, I would put it up there with Nitro V, probably. I'd put it up there with, so I would put it up there with 14C28N, but it's not as good, right? 14C28N really is, it's a foolproof steel. It's one of those things that's very forgiving in heat treat and process, so that's why it's such a popular steel, because you really have to go out of your way. You really have to really try hard to screw it up. And some people do, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's some people who are really good at being achievers. But 14C28 is one of those that you can really have a lot of success with, I think. Yeah, I agree with you, me with knives. 60 to 62 is ideal. I would, 60, you got to give me 60. And that's why a lot of times when I get WE knives, I tend to get WE knives that are that aren't blacked out, unless I just love the look of it. But I will tell you, there's still a chance that I can get that 60, 61. And I've been fortunate. I've had a few weed knives that were a little disappointing, and they haven't stayed in my collection. But I've had some that were black. I have the Hyphen, and that one's an all blacked out PVD or black stone washed. And when I strop it, and when I do that, it doesn't roll back and forth like a soft steel does. When I get like a 58, 57, like a 20 CV that's soft, I can always tell the stropping it happens sort of quick if there's no burr, but if there's a burr, the burr takes forever to come off. But if there's no burr, yeah, you can usually sharpen it rather quickly. The higher the heat treat, the harder the Rockwell hardness, because the higher the heat treat, it takes longer to leather strop those knives, and that for me is absolutely true. Like, so when I do like TRM, they're 20 CV, their stuff, I believe their heat treat's got to be on point, because when I strop this, it takes some work to get it up there. I mean, it's not impossible. We're not talking S110V or anything. We're talking 20 CV, but still, yeah. Able L, that's a good one. Yeah, RWL34. Now, see, I've heard RWL34 is sort of a variant of 154, right? Because this right here is RWL34, and I know a lot of high-end knife manufacturers like RWL34 because it's, you can polish it, it's easy to work with, it doesn't tear up all their bits in the tooling, but it's still relatively corrosion resistant and retains an edge and works well. But I thought it was just a little bit better, because it doesn't say on here. I don't think it does. Does it say on here? No. Oh wait, does it say on here? Wait, oh no, it's just the number of the knife. But this is RWL34, and I have found my edge to be pretty good on here. So I think it's a little bit better than Nitro V, ABL, and I would even say RWL34. It's got to be a little bit better than 1428N. So that's my experience. Maybe that's because I've got good heat treat. I don't know. Have you all had a different experience with that, with RWL34? Yeah, check out Mind of Milton as well. Please do. Go check out Mind of Milton. Hey, Milton, would you put your channel up there as well? I would love for them to all go to your channel and sub there as well. If you would, please just put your channel up there. That would be awesome. If you're not going to do it, I'm going to do it. I'll go find you. If you probably will beat me to it, but if not, I'm going to try to find you. If you beat me, because now I'm away from the channel and I can't see it. Oh, well, I'll get over here to the right. Let's see if we can find it. Mind of Milton. Search. All right, there we are. Yeah, and I'm subscribed, of course. Got to subscribe. Oh, where can I share? So that's subscribed. Well, let me see if it shows up, because I want to make sure it's listed. Does it list it as? Yeah, good, it does. Here we go. If you haven't checked out, here's Mind of Milton. Go check him out. Go check his channel out. Go subscribe. Go watch. If you do subscribe, would you guys like at least watch a video for like a minute? Any of these channels you guys go subscribe to, if you just subscribe and you don't watch any content, YouTube will go in and just take away those subscriptions. They'll just clean them up because they'll think that it's not a real subscription. So if I ever go and if I'm watching another channel and say, hey, go subscribe, I try to go watch at least a minute, and I try to watch some of their content, because that way the subscription doesn't get cleaned up by YouTube, because they'll think it's sort of like, a spam. It's not like you're legitimately subscribing to them. So they try to clean that up, because sometimes that happens, and I think one of the YouTube policies is that you're not supposed to like scratch one another backs, in the sense of hey, you subscribe here, I'll subscribe there kind of thing. But I'm recommending them, because I actually am subscribed to them and I do watch their content. So when I say this, I'm not hoping that Milton goes and subscribe. He's already subscribed here, but I think I don't know if I subscribed to you, Milton, before you subscribed to me. I don't know. I don't remember exactly who subscribed first, but I think I subscribed to you first. But because I kind of subscribed to all the channels that I thought was interesting. I have no problem subscribing to anything I think has got good content, But go watch some videos if you do that. It'll make your subscription stick. That helps his channel. And if you watch some content, he gets some hours. That helps his channel too. Just like you guys being here tonight, that really does help my channel. I mean, I'm so close to getting to those 4,000 hours. I, you know, I'm the kind of person that, I build it slowly. It's been a steady progress. I've not shot up really fast. I've just consistently, we're moving along, we're bussing along, we're getting there. We have good, steady progress. And I like that. I like that because I want to keep going in the same pace and keep going, putting more content out, just doing the same thing. I'm not going to try to, razzle dazzle everyone and make you all think it's going to be something it's not. What you see is what you get. I'll try to be honest, give you good reviews, good content, be positive. I like to just really support the community and knives and appreciate everyone who's part of it. So that's my perspective on it. So go check out these other channels if you can. Mr. Razzle Dazzle. That should be somebody's knife channel. The Razzle Dazzle Knife, or something like that, right? You're going to start making guitars, soaps, and knife modifications again soon. Really? I do, actually. I buy some of my soaps from a place here in Amarillo. It's made by, it's called Smoke Wax and Bearded Balms. And they make some good beard balms. I have a little beard. They make good colognes. They make solid colognes. They great soap. It's all natural stuff. It's made for men. It's got some great stuff. The cologne, I don't know if I can say this. My wife will get mad at me if she's listening, but she calls the cologne that I use theirs because she calls it, it's called Valor that they make. And I don't get anything out of this. I'm just telling you I like it. It's really good stuff. Check them out. Smoke Wagon Bearded Balm. But she described it as, she goes, oh, that should be called I'm going to rip your clothes off cologne. So anyways, I'll just leave it at that. So let's just say the ladies like the smell of it. So check it out. If you're looking for a new cologne, you might enjoy that. So content on Rocky's channel soon. Oh, so Rocky, are you thinking of having a channel with everything? You're going to make guitars, you're going to make soaps, you're going to do knife modifications, and hey, you forgot the barbecue. You got to have the barbecue in there, man. Where's that? Got to have some barbecue. Got to do some smoking. Got to do some grilling, and bourbon. We got to have it like a whisk, like the Whiskey Tribe. We got to do a little Whiskey Tribe on the side thing, right? I mean, I could maybe be a guest. You could be the host, and I could be a guest on there, and we could talk about nice scotches, whiskeys, bourbons, and stuff. That would be cool. I think that would be a lot of fun. So what is this channel? I got to see. Speak Easy Soapworks. Okay, yeah. So there's a channel on making soaps, very unique soaps too. Some really interesting designs. That is kind of cool. And I know for people who want that, that's a very artistic looking soap. That almost, you know what that reminds me of a little bit? Like some of that Damascus G10 or carbon fiber or even sometimes, some of the Damascus steel or the Timascus sort of looking. So is this like Timascus soap or something? Or, are you going to make Damascus wooded guitars? Duty's Daggers. What's up? Hey, Duty's Daggers, welcome. How you doing, man? Welcome here. We're just chit-chatting, talking knives. We're talking soap, barbecue, guitars. We're talking about all sorts of interesting things. Yeah, go check out Duty's channel. Yeah, definitely. I actually subscribe to him, so I would definitely recommend that. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it. If unless you beat me to it, Mind of Milton. Yeah, I think I have it. If you beat me, go for it. But I'll see if I can get there first. Oh, you already did it. Oh, there it is. I saw it. Sorry, I had to scroll up. You already got it up there. Cool. Definitely go check out Duty's Daggers. If you haven't, one of the things, like I said to everybody, if you go to the channel and you subscribe, make sure you watch a video. At least try to watch 1 or 2 videos. Put some time in there, because remember, YouTube goes in and cleans up those subscriptions if you don't actually watch any content. They'll just drop it. They think it's sort of like, not really, you didn't really intend to subscribe. You just watched it and you clicked on it, and you're like really not wanting to watch the channel because you're not interested in their content. I guess that's how the algorithm works, but I think they go in and do that. I've seen that happen. I've actually seen that happen with my channel, where suddenly I'll get a little boost from a video, and then it'll seem like later on, all of a sudden a bunch of, like, I'll drop 3 or 4 just really quick, and it seems they all happen exact same time. And you kind of go, oh, okay, it might have been that quick flash in the pan kind of sort of thing. So what are our Grail knives? Okay, that's a good question. I'll let everyone talk here first, but I have a few Grail knives. Absolutely a few Grail knives that I'm very, very seriously would like to get. They're on my radar, if you will. They are my knives that I would very, very much like to bring into my collection at some point. So, where'd it go? Yeah, here we are. So a couple of my Grail knives are going to be, I want to get the McNeese Mac 2 3.5, the manual flipper. I want to get the manual version of this. Now, after Blade Show, he's supposed to be releasing some Tonto versions, so I'm hoping I can get one of those. That's one of them. So I would like to get the McNeese. If you haven't handled the manual one, this is the automatic. If you haven't handled the manual one, it just seems like you look at this and you go, there's nothing special about it. But when you handle it and you feel it drop shut, you feel the action on this, you put it in your hand, it is a knife to experience that you can only appreciate as you experience it. That's my opinion. Oh, are people also talking about customs? Yeah, I'm not into the customs yet. That's a whole different level for me, because to me, you correct me if I'm wrong, do people buy customs and then use them? Everybody that I see that gets a custom, they typically are more of a collector knife. You know what I mean? They're not necessarily a user knife. So the more user knives are going to be the mid-tech, semi-custom kind of ones. And now, granted, some people will call this a custom because it's made by him, but he does use machining and milling. And then people will say, well, that's mid-tech. Well, Koenig does it. Herman uses machining. But those, Shear-Goroff uses machining. So are those not custom? I don't know. Thanks, Bob, for subbing. That's a good, thank you. Appreciate that. I'm sure that'll be awesome. So thank you. Drop shut knives make my finger bleed. I understand that, and I am very particular about my drop shut knives. So one of the knives that I really, really have enjoyed, I put skiff washers in this Relative. This is my absolute favorite EMP EDC knife, but I'll show you why. It has this finger choil, right? You can choke up on it, but it doesn't have a flipper, and because it doesn't have a flipper, when I drop it, it always drops on the finger choil. That choil of the knife right there and the blade never gets close to my finger. So this is a guillotine-less, bleed-less, finger chomping, nail chomping knife. And I like that. I like that a lot. As opposed to, and I still like this knife, this is the EMP Nimble. And I have to clear the flipper. And so there's a flipper over here on this side, and that's right here. I have to clear that flipper. In order to clear that flipper, many times I get over here. And so then the choil, that part falls into my nail or falls into my finger and cuts me. And so it's one of those things where, in order for me to use this knife and be comfortable with it, I do that. Now, I don't know if it's just because I got big, meaty fingers and other people have thinner fingers and they don't have the same issue, but that's always been my issue with the Nimbles. This is the Nimble X. I had the 3 little Nimbles, the regular Nimbles. I had a Nimble Tonto, a Nimble regular one, and I had one in titanium and one in the carbon fiber. And so I cut my fingers too many times, and so I kind of stopped carrying them. So I don't like guillotine knives like that. I agree with you. The Max Ace Vortex. Okay, that's a good one. The Reich Thor. I actually would love to check out a Reich Thor. It's on my list of knives I would love to review. And if anybody were ever wanting to loan me one, it's also one of those that I'm contemplating acquiring at some point. So, you know. So Colorful Filth has a custom knife with Northern Knives. Okay, that's interesting. It's a Spyderco with titanium scales and S45VN. I'm going to EDC it. Which one is that? That's the Steve Rogers. Which one is that? Colorful. Oh, okay. So they make a custom. They took the Spyderco and they with titanium scales. So speaking of that, Steve, I was talking. I don't know if you were here earlier. I actually am on the waiting list for RG Custom Works. I don't know if you know who that is on Instagram. If you haven't checked them out, Nick Shabazz actually put some scales on his knife, and they're the RG Custom Works. And I'm in line. He started making the Para 3 scales, and I love. Don't get me wrong, I love the Arctic scales I have on here. Really nice, but I would love to get his milled contoured scales. They are just gorgeous. They're at the level of like TRM, you know, the Atom scales. They're up there with like even the relative sort of thing, right? It is just phenomenal. So if that's anything like the one you're talking about, I suspect it's probably pretty amazing. Grail Knife is throwing a throwing axe wrapped in cord and signed by Frank. Well, okay, there you go. Thank you, Frank. Oh yeah, I did see I saw the Bearded Dooms video on the QSP Rhino. I'm actually on the Apex Pass Around, and I should be getting that Rhino soon. And you know, this is a QSP, and I like QSP. I have the traditional pocket knives, Penguins, they're exclusives. I really like those. I believe this is a QSP as well, if I'm not mistaken. I like QSP. I'm curious of that. I wasn't sure how I felt about the Rhino because it came out right around the same time the Relative came out, and they had put some they put some samples together for EMP EDC, and it looked a little similar. And I wasn't sure if that they just played off of their submitted designs and made their own, or what. It just, you know, it could have been they already had them in the works. The timing wasn't great. So I know there's some people who aren't super happy about that, but I will say I will tell you how I feel once I get that in hand. I will tell you what my opinion of it. I should be coming to me soon, and when I get it, I'll be straight up because it's supposed to be their first attempt at a high-end knife. Some interesting things on there, but I would like to handle it before I really speak about it. Has anyone else handled it? So Mind of Milton, you can make that happen. Okay. I like that. They are asking a lot. That's the thing. And there's the price jump between the hollow grind and the flat grind seems really steep to me. And I really have to see what the Timascus looks like, because I've gotten Timascus, little bits of Timascus that's okay. It's, you know, hey, it's Timascus. It's not great. Like I have a tactile turn pin with a Timascus little button. I don't know if you can see that. It's cool. It's small. It's definitely, it should never make this pin jump more than $10, $15, which it doesn't. But if they were to charge an extra $50 for this pin because of that, that better be the most, I mean, that needs to glow and be a flashlight as far as I'm concerned. That's how amazing that Timascus would need to be. Otherwise, I'm like, you know, it's got to jump out at me. So I'd like to see what it looks like. Hollow grind, I get it. Hollow grinds are more expensive to do. You know, a hollow grind on something like this is definitely more expensive. But here's the thing. Here's a QSP knife with a hollow grind. That's $75 if you go there. And if you get from White Mountain Knives and use RNK10, my code, you get 10% off. This is a $67.50 knife. $67.50 knife in 14C28N steel, which is a great steel, we all agree, with a hollow grind. Hollow grind can't be that much. That should make this $75 knife a $175 knife, right? By that kind of logic. Am I right? So I have to see if there's got to be some more to it, or else it's just, the price breakup is not well thought out. Yeah. So yeah, you're on the pass round, and you got a chance to look at it before. I'm waiting to get it. I'm really looking forward to when it comes out to me. I think the last person who has it, is that you? Were you the one that has the 2 right now? You're about to pass, or did you already pass it along? I'm about to have whoever has it last to ship it to me, and the thing I've heard is that I'll answer your question about the Devo Buzz here in just a second, but the handle it's smaller. If you have larger hands, the way the curvature of the handle, it's very restricted for larger hands. Larger hands will find it uncomfortable. Medium, large, maybe extra large hands will be perfectly fine with it. I just let you know, if you're a big hand guy, I think the Rhino may not speak to you. It doesn't really allow even the finger off the end there kind of sort of feel where, some of the bigger hands, normally you can have that little curvature where the finger can sort of be a half kind of finger on there and you still get a grip and you still feel like you have it. I don't think it lends to that. But again, Duties Draggers, you have actually handled it, so I have yet to handle it, so I'm guessing. I'm purely guessing. Until I get it, I don't know. Hollow be thy grind. That's a little Tri-State EDC. I love his Sunday morning. Hollow be thy grind. The Church of the Holy Hollow Grind, right? Is that what he does? It's kind of funny. Yeah, I know, Chris. I think the YouTube notifications aren't fantastic anymore. What I've heard, even like big channels like Metal Complex and Neves Knives and all those guys, those notifications don't go out. You kind of have to, hopefully, you see the live stream pop up, and you even if you click the notify me, it doesn't always occur. So yeah, I'm sorry, but I'll have future giveaways. I'm getting close to that 2,000, and when we do the 2,000, we're gonna have a big I'll probably give another 3 knives away. And who knows, maybe, if we're monetized by then and all that good stuff, maybe one of those knives will be pretty nice. So that's my desire, what I would like to do. Hopefully I'll be there. That's the goal. So we'll see. But I'll probably have a little small giveaway in the interim for sure. Nice Tri-State EDC reference. I like that. Yeah, Cole he's hilarious. He has a personality. He reminds me of my best friend, but as a knife guy. He used to have a T-shirt, Sarcasm, just another service I offer, and he would just always have these off the wall stuff, and that's what Cole reminds me of, and so that's why I really enjoy watching him. He makes me laugh, he makes me smile a lot when I watch him. He's just he's goofy, and that's good, and you've got Cole who's like that, and then you have people that are like Bob Ross, the painter, like you might be watching right now. I've been told by several, I don't know, some of you guys may even said it to me, that I'm Bob Ross in the knife world. So hello, Bob Ross. Anyways, okay, so someone asked me, yeah, big fiesta for 2K, absolutely. So somebody asked me about the Devo Buzz. I got this one from the Urban EDC. This is the all blacked out one. It's black stonewashed, and man, I like it. Now I did switch out the wire clip. I'm not a big wire clip fan. I did put the Spyderco clip in there. I had a little trouble getting that in. It was a little tight in the front. And I don't know if it was the Spyderco clip that was a little wider than normal, or if it was a little tighter in there than normal. I don't know. But I just buffed out the tip of it. I used a little sand on the very tip prong, and then it got in there just fine. And so I like this. I like this a lot. This is definitely an upgrade because the titanium scales are really nice. And if you can't see it, there's some real fine micro milling. I don't know if we can get the focus on that. You can see on there. I don't know if you can see it. It's just very, very micro milled in there. So that gives it a little bit of texture. It's not kind of orange peel, but it's actually lines, right? This is the liner in here. This is a liner lock. It's titanium, and there's a steel insert on there. So I guess you could say it's a liner inset, lock or whatever. But it's got a steel insert on there, and this is a titanium liner. And same on the other side. It's a titanium liner as well. So it's titanium over titanium, a little bit like TRM Atom, right? They're all titanium over titanium. So that makes it really nice. Not magnetic at all. There's nothing for it to for the magnet to stick to except for the blade, right? The action is ridiculous. I did put skiff washers in there, which Kevin does with all of his knives, and yeah, it's like butter. It really is. It's like butter. And I like this. I like this flipper. It works. You can do the flick thing there. Now, it did have a Kevin detent. We all talked about that earlier. It definitely had a Kevin detent. I thought that was pretty hilarious. Oh, who's missing Blade Show? I'm sorry, I was talking about this one and I got all caught up talking about the knife. Yeah, I get all caught up talking about knife and I'm all focused on that. I'm like, a horse with blinders on. All right. Chris, hello, welcome. Oh, you're saying Cole's going to miss the Blade Show? Because he was already planning to be there. He and his wife, Kara, they were both going to be there. Are you saying they're not going to be there? Yeah, I like Bob Ross. He was a retired drill instructor in the Air Force. I don't know if you knew that. And when he was stationed up in Alaska, that's when he started painting. And if you look at his paintings and you look at every painting in sequence, he's actually on a trail. It's a trail of his when he was hiking. You can actually see a little short on that on YouTube and Instagram and other places. Yes, Steve Rogers, we did the giveaway. We started at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, and I usually do it around 7:30. It was a little past 7:30. It was like 7:35, 7:40, 8:35, 8:40 Eastern time. I typically try to do it a little bit in because I know some people are here for the giveaway, and I appreciate them being here for about an hour, and so that's nice. But I also know that some of us are here to talk knives, and so I try to do that. So that we are, kind of give away the knife and everybody can go do their thing, either hang around, talk knives, or if they need to go take care of kids or do other things, they can, right? Because some people have kids they got to take care of. So is the Wii button lock as good as everyone says? Better detent than the Malibu? Okay, I actually talked about that earlier, and yes, absolutely. I had a Malibu. I got the drop Malibu. It's CPM 20 CV version, and I would still have it, but I sold it to my neighbor because I heard the. Okay, is the stream not there? Do I need to restart real quick? Is everyone having trouble seeing the stream? Because mine is not loading. Let me refresh my computer. Maybe it's because I have too many windows open. Let me refresh this real quick. No, okay, it was my computer. All right, just want to make sure. All right, so yes, you missed the giveaway. That did already happen. Oh yeah, I've got to go back and make sure we do the live chat. Get everybody's chats show up. I had to change that when I reloaded. Okay. Let me go back here. Yes, Peter, you missed the giveaway. Steve Rogers, we did do the giveaway. That already happened. Like I said, 7:30. I talked a little bit about that. Hopefully you could hear me. We weren't disconnected. So, Crewwear is the best. I like that name. Welcome, Crewwear is the best. That is really cool. But like I said, I will be doing some more giveaways, and if we hit the 2K, we'll definitely have a big giveaway for that one. But I'll definitely at least have another giveaway probably before then. Don't know how soon hitting 2K will happen. Sometimes that can be a little quicker, sometimes not. But kind of hard to imagine that we're already up to 750. Wow, we did 1.75. We went from 1.73 to 1.75 tonight. That's cool. Thank you. Well, who knows? Maybe we'll be at 2,000 in a couple of weeks. I'm dreaming, but that would be cool. I would take it. I would definitely do it. So, hey, I enjoy you being here. Thank you. What's the point, EDC? So thank you. Oh, he missed the Blade Show in 21, and he made a video about it. It's hilarious. Oh, really? Okay. I got to go check that out. That's cool. All right. I know all you knife addicts. Yes, we're all knife addicts. We agree. I almost feel like I should say, hi, my name is Rob, and I'm a knife addict. And then everybody should say, hey, Rob, I have been knifeless for 13 seconds. That's about it. That's all I could do. So there you go. I don't want to make light of any addictions, by the way. So I'm trying to be poke fun at knives. So just make sure I'm not making light of anybody if anybody goes through that. I absolutely respect those struggles, and if anybody is, stay strong. Have your support, do the good thing. Make sure you have people there to help you and lift you up, because you don't give up. All right, so tomorrow we're doing the K-Bar UMC and the K-Bar D2 Extreme Hard Use video. That'll be cool. What's your point, EDC? You like to do a lot of those really hard use tests. That's cool. I like that. I like that. Okay, so real quick, I was talking about this to get back here when my connection looked like it wasn't quite there. The ProTech Malibu, I've actually owned several ProTech Malibu, and then ProTech Mordax, I've owned the drop point. I enjoy every one of those, and those are fantastic knives. The Malibu I ended up getting rid of because it's too small for my hand, and the back of it was really sharp, and it would dig into my hand and got really uncomfortable. And it's one of those knives that's not titanium where you can buff it out. Because it's all blacked out, it would really show if you try to smooth out that corner. So I got rid of the Malibu. It just wasn't for me. It's just a little too small and too sharp. Still a great knife. I think it's a great knife for anybody if it's comfortable for your hand. Get it. The Mordax, I love the Mordax. It's a little thinner, and I think the newer version is supposed to be a little bit different, but it's relatively the same. And it's a great action on that. I will tell you, on this one, the flipper on a button lock, this is equivalent to what I would say a liner lock or a frame lock is. It is very strong. It's very pronounced. It's not one of these where you sort of kind of hope it goes up, right? Like I'm trying to really flip this really light here, and it's still light. But this one's close to almost, I mean, this is almost like a budget version of this, right? It really has the feel very similar, and that's why I like about the Love Them knives. I love the fact that this is almost like a budget version of this. So if you're looking for, if this is too much and you want a good button lock, you should check this out. It's really a good knife. If the aesthetic speaks to you, if it doesn't speak to you, I like this aesthetic. It's very comfortable. It's very useful. It's really comfortable and works well. But if you hate it, then obviously don't get it. But yeah, the flipper on this is phenomenal. Even the thumb hole to reverse and forward flick, it's amazing, both left and right-handed. It really is. You get great action, and when it drops, it really drops in like a detent, and it's really strong. I don't know if they did some super heavy-duty spring. I did take this apart, and I did put skiff washers on this. And I will tell you, that spring is a lot more robust than most button locks I have ever seen. I've taken a lot of button locks apart. That spring in there has got that feel. A lot of those springs on the button locks, they feel like they're the little pin springs, like when you have a clicker pin. This feels like a genuine spring, like something that's meant to be long-term hard use. So I think my experience with the drop point version of the Mordax and all the Malibus I've had, and I've had the Malibu all blacked out, textured and all that stuff, this is better. Yeah, it is. It really is better. So that's my take. Anybody, feel free to jump in if anybody else has a different take on it. All right, hey, Bob, have a great evening. You got to get up at 5 a.m. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. Have a great night and get some sleep. Appreciate you being here. I mean, it is 9:25. We have been online for 2 hours and 20 minutes. I can't believe it's already been that long. It feels like we just started. Well, maybe not to some of you guys, but for me it does. Been talking a lot. Drink water. Well, I'll get a sip since you say that. I will drink that. This is my Texas Longhorn cup. I did go to University of Texas, so don't hate me for it. I'm not a weird Texas fan, but I do like Texas. That's good. Nice. So drink water. Yeah, there's this channel. If you didn't get a chance to take a look, I am subscribed to Drink Water as well. I would recommend everyone else go check out Drink Water's channel. If you do subscribe, like I say with everybody else, don't just go subscribe. Go look at some videos. Make sure you watch a few of his videos. Even if there's a few shorts, watch one of the videos. Put some time in, because YouTube will go through and clean up people who subscribe but don't actually look at a channel. They'll think it's just like, you didn't really intend to subscribe. Maybe you made a mistake or something, so they'll clean those up. So if you haven't had a chance, go subscribe to the channel and watch a couple of videos. That'll really give him some subscriptions that'll allow his count to go up. Okay, so if you do that, just go ahead and go watch a few of his videos. That'll help him out. All right. Have I ever guessed it? Do you ever guessed or anyone else streams? I have not. I've never done that. Duty Staggers. I've never done that. I've never been asked. It would be an honor if somebody were ever to be actually interested in having me guest. Sure, I would love that, but I've never done it. No. I know that the YouTube iPhone app can allow you to do that. We can do that together, so that would be cool. I think I've actually been on a few of your live streams, Duty Daggers. I'm pretty sure. I know. If I'm on watching and somebody's got a live stream, I like to pop on and just listen. I really do. I just enjoy people talking about knives. I like to hear different perspectives. So I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I have. I've been on your lives. I've watched your live streams several times. I know for 100% I have. And yeah, I would agree with you, Mind of Milton. From what I remember, yeah, it's great. Of course, you know, according to my teenage sons, I'm an old man. I don't remember much. He even plays music sometimes. Yeah, and you got to have that right license to play that music, right? You got to get that license where you can actually play it on your YouTube channel and make sure it's published when you're actually publishing it. There's a place where you put it in to make sure that YouTube doesn't do a copyright infringement. If you have all that in place, you can play that music. I don't have that, and I've never done that. Maybe I should at some point. I don't know. I don't know what music I would play. So what kind of music does, you know, I know, what is it, Roll Chambeau, he plays some music. I know even Metal Complex plays some music. I've heard many other channels play a little bit of music. So you must have like, that kind of like background license for music, or it's one of those, you know, non-copyrighted kind of music play track list or something, right? So quick question. I don't think everybody has mentioned it yet, but what are some of the big hunts for everybody? What's the big hunt for this week, this month? And I know, I'm sure a lot of you are going to Blade Show. I can't make it this year. We had the tornado, we had the hail, got a lot of projects for work, and I got 16-year-old teenagers and end of school and just too many things going on. So it'll be a little impossible for me to get there, but especially since it's up in Atlanta. It'd be easier for Texas, and I miss Texas Blade Show because it was right around, I think, some other project I had to work on. So my question, I guess, to you is, what are the big hunts? The Factor and the Voodoo, yeah, definitely. I'm gonna shoot for the Factor. I'm gonna try. The Voodoo, I've tried. I'm gonna try again. I was very frustrated, and I said, all right, I'm done with that Voodoo. And I went back and I said, okay, I'll try to see if I can get lucky, and we'll try it again. We'll see. Apparently I'm not fast enough. I don't know the magic formula. I don't have the right connection, you know, speed-wise at the time. Even though I have 1.2 megabit connection speed, you would think I would, but. Well, you know, the Voodoo, when it last dropped, I was there the second that it dropped, Rocky. The second it dropped, I had it in my cart 10 seconds. I was checking out within 30 seconds, and it said sold out. And then I went back, and there was one other knife, and it was down the list, and I picked it, and I put it in the cart. 10 seconds, I was ready to check out, and another 20 seconds, and it was sold out. And so within a minute, I had picked up two knives, both of them sold out, and attempted to close out. I couldn't get it. So I'm hoping the Voodoo will actually be 5 minutes. If it's 5 minutes, I'll actually have a chance. So I will try it. You're giving me hope. If it's 5 minutes, I'll give it another shot. Hopefully you'll have more inventory this time. Yeah, that is frustrating, right? You know, that they call it sniping. If when people say it's like you got the knife, you're ready to check out. I mean, did you ever watch some of those on Microtex Instagram feed when they do their drops, how people get so mad. I mean, the Microtech fans get really mad, and I think that's because they're used to always getting their knives because they're more expensive and they're not as they don't go as quickly, and so they're not used to having a $250 type of knife that everyone can afford and everyone wants to buy, and they go in there and they were like, oh, I'm going to buy it. So if they charged $500 for that knife or had a $500 variant, they probably would have a better chance, I think. Oh, they are going to make more. Now, what is that one that he did in collaboration? It's got the weird Tanto blade. Um, I'm not a fan of it. It's really weird looking to me. I know some people love it. It's got almost an arcane design type of look to it, I feel like. Is it the Grace? Okay. Yeah. Now, is that a collaboration with Arcane Design? But it looks like an Arcane Design, doesn't it? I mean, sort of with that weird Tanto blade and the hollow grind. It's just not my cup of tea. There's a variant. Oh, that looks similar, and it has a longer belly on that Tanto blade that looks very close to it. Um, it's gaming something. They got their website is like some video game site or something, but they're making this other knife. I can't remember. That one looked more interesting, but I looked at it, and what broke the deal in that one, it's close to it. The pocket clip was really, really shallow. It wasn't deep at all, and I don't like a third of the knife sticking out of my pocket. To me that's a deal breaker. So, but that's okay. For somebody else, it's not going to be a deal breaker. They're going to love it. It's absolutely a knife for them. It happens all the time. No one has to love every knife that I love. And I know a lot of people do not love the knives I love, and that's okay. That's why there's a lot of knives out there. I know some people who hate the Roosevelt, who hate Shirgorovs. I get surprised, but they do. Now, I will tell you, there are some Shirgorovs I do not like. There are a few Shirgorovs I've handled I did not care for at all. But there are a few Shirgorovs that I really, really like. Of course, the ones that I really like are the really expensive ones. So, there's that. The Choil didn't sing for me. It's big, but not for finger. Yeah, I agree. That's kind of like the Arcane Design, the recent one. Is it the Praetheon? I think it was the Arcane Design Praetheon. That one was really cool. I liked it, but again, when it dropped shut, the choil would cut my finger. Same issue that we were talking about, before. But that finger choil, you couldn't get your finger in there. It was just too small. It was like a tease. Like if you're gonna have a finger choil, I want to be able to get in there, right? I want to have a little room to clear. I don't want to feel like I'm like right on there and it's about to cut into my hand, right? I want to be able to use that finger choil. Even on a little budget knife like this, I mean, there's a choil that I can use right there, right? I want to be able to use that choil. Of course, the Nimble, they've always done it pretty well. So I like a choil that you can use. And then, of course, you got the whippersnapper. Now that's a beautiful choil. That's an elegant choil. That's a choil every choil wants to be, right? Anyways, at least for my knives that I have right now. I like this choil. I mean, it's not technically a choil. It's more of a trigger finger or trigger choil. I don't know what you call it, trigger. You can pull the trigger here and do that. It still gets you kind of close, but it still works. It's kind of similar. Now, there's no choil on this one. I mean, you could do that. You could come up here and do that. It's like a trigger again, but yeah, it's gotta be careful. This one's absolutely made for a finger choil. I like finger choils. Those are nice. And the funny thing is, when I first started collecting knives, I wasn't really into finger choils. I thought that was kind of a weird thing. And after you get one, you're like, oh. And you know what started it all? Of course, Spyderco. Spyderco was the one that started me on the finger choil. I got it with Spyderco. Because, I mean, that's how they design. Spyderco, when you first, I don't know how many of you guys, some people look at Spyderco, let's say majority of people I've talked to looked at Spyderco the first time and they thought, that's an ugly knife. And then once you handle the Spyderco, you're like, oh, okay. And then once you handle it and you use it, you're like, that makes a lot of sense. And then when you see the sense and the functionality together, it it changes your perspective on it, and it doesn't become an ugly knife. It becomes a functional knife, and then you appreciate the function that's put into it, and it makes you look at other knives, I think, differently too. You know, having it like this right here is kind of a subtle finger choil, but it really works. And with that really far out jimping out here, really nice for a push cut. I like it. So yeah. All right, we are probably at 9:35. It's getting late. I know a lot of you guys are getting ready to wrap up. Some of you guys got to work. Some of you guys got kids you got to put to bed. Some of you guys probably just, you know, ready to kind of chill and get ready for bed. So I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Unless anybody has something else they want to, you know, talk about, some cool new knife thing they heard, any like cool rumor or anything like that. Mind of Milton, are you still on? What is, do you have the link to that video that you were telling me about from the Blade Show 2021? I would love to, if you could maybe share that, I would love to do that. Broke AZ Knives, hey, have a great night. Guys, everybody who's here, thank you. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. You guys make this fun. And I really appreciate all you guys subscribing and being part of that. And so thank you for being here tonight. We'll have another live stream next week. Not sure if I have a giveaway for that one, but when we get close to that 2,000, we're gonna have the big giveaway, so that'll be fun. All right. Norman Invader, have a great night. Mind of Milton. Broke AZ Knives. I know AZ Knives. You already corrected me on how to pronounce that, but you have a great night, sir. I hope you guys have a good evening. And if anybody has that link for that one, I'm going to look for it. That's a Tri-State video, right? Was it Tri-State 2021 you're talking about, Blade Show? Or was that somebody else? If you happen to see this before you sign off. I want to see if... No? Okay. All right. No worries. I'll try to look for it. You guys have a great evening. Thank you. Again, appreciate you guys being here. We'll talk to you next week. Have a great week. Bye.